the school beauty's personal bodyguard. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 526, Kang Family Grandfather and Grandson. In a hotel near the Yanjing City auction venue, Divine Dr. Kang sat on a sofa, sulking. He had spent 430 million on a longevity and detoxification pill, while Liu Xianyi and Yu Haitian had only spent 280 million. The difference was a bit too great, wasn't it? However, there was nothing he could do about it. It was all his fault for misjudgment. He'd assumed that Liu Xianyi and Fatty Lai had been bidding wildly at the first longevity and detoxification pill auction, so the second one would be cheaper. It wasn't that Divine Dr. Kang was being fanciful, it was simply how auctions went. Even the hardcover edition of his own golden healing medicine was the same. It initially fetched 500,000, but later fetched only 300,000 or 400,000. Who could have imagined that the second longevity and detoxification pill would go to someone from the Yu family, also bidding 280 million? This made Divine Dr. Kang a little anxious, knowing the pill was indeed worth that price. However, he dared not compete with the Yu family. After all, the Yu family held a decisive role in his family's recognition and advancement to aristocratic status. Therefore, Dr. Kang could only wait for the third longevity and detoxification pill. Tragically, Fatty Lai also set his sights on the third pill, bidding a staggering price of over 400 million. This made Dr. Kang want to vomit blood, but he was completely helpless. Finally, considering the value of each pill and the long-term benefits it could bring to the family, Dr. Kang reluctantly spent the exorbitant price of 430 million to purchase the final pill. If the ingredient could be truly discovered, the benefits to the family would be immense. 430 million nearly wiped out the Kang family's entire working capital. The Kang family's working capital was around 500 million, and this had wiped out over 80%. Fortunately, there was an auction item tomorrow that, if sold, would bring the Kang family an unexpected profit. This thought brought some comfort to Dr. Kang. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. Dr. Kang frowned and asked, "Who is it, Grandpa?" "It's me, Xiaolong." Kang Xiaolong rushed back to the hotel. He wanted to tell his grandfather about his encounter with the Wu family today. "Come in." "The door is not locked." Dr. Kang, upon hearing it was Kang Xiaolong, led him in. After Kang Xiaolong walked in, he closed the door behind him and locked it. "Why did you lock the door?" Dr. Kang was a little confused. "Grandpa, I have something important to tell you." Kang Xiaolong lowered his voice, walked quickly to Dr. Kang's side, and sat on the sofa next to him. "Big thing?" "What big thing?" Dr. Kang asked. "Today, I successfully established a relationship with Wu Chenshin of the Iron Hand Wu family," Kang Xiaolong said, and told Dr. Kang everything that had happened today, including meeting Lin Yi and Pengzhan, and helping Wu Chenshin take photos. After hearing Kang Xiaolong's words, Dr. Kang fell into deep thought. After a long pause, he nodded and said, "Xiaolong, you did a good job. 15 million is well spent. Considering Wu Chenshin's flamboyant and frivolous personality, you can use this to build a good relationship with him." "Yes, Grandpa, with the help of the Wu family, can we consider upgrading our family?" Kang Xiaolong asked carefully. "Upgrading our family?" Dr. Kang took a deep breath and looked at his grandson with some surprise. He had never expected his grandson to be more ambitious than himself. He had just made friends with the children of the Wu family and was already thinking about upgrading his family. The Wu family has a very special status among these aristocratic families. If Wu Gongao speaks out to support us, I'm afraid no one will object. Even the Yu family will have to consider the weight of a one-level master, Kang Xiaolong continued. The current relationship between Wu Chenshin and I, to put it bluntly, is actually a relationship of interests. I paid his bill and gave him face. He is grateful to me in his heart and is willing to help me do some things, but I'm afraid that over time, he will forget about it. It's better to strike while the iron is hot and get this thing going. What you said does make sense. Dr. Kang nodded. If I hadn't finished reading tomorrow's auction list today, I would have to carefully consider your proposal. But now, we can really give it a try. "Oh? Auction list? Is there anything in the auction list that is beneficial to our Kang family?" Kang Xiaolong was stunned and asked. "Yes. And it's very beneficial." Dr. Kang nodded. Our golden healing medicine actually has many benefits beyond what it currently possesses. It can also remove old scars from the skin, leaving it looking brand new. I know that, but isn't there a particular ingredient that's in short supply, forcing us to reduce its use? Kang Xiaolong was in charge of the Kang family's laboratory, so he knew a thing or two about the golden healing medicine's formula. That's right. But this ingredient will be among the items being auctioned tomorrow, Dr. Kang said, pointing to the catalog in his hand. Oh, Kang Xiaolong was slightly taken aback. He quickly took the auction catalog from his grandfather, glanced at the page that opened, and was immediately shocked. Millennium Snow Lotus? Does such a thing really exist? Of course it's real. This kind of medicinal material must be authenticated before it's offered at an auction like this. Otherwise, if a fake is found, it will affect the reputation of the Yu family, Dr. Kang said. We must obtain this Millennium Snow Lotus, but, Grandpa, even if we can concoct this golden healing medicine, what does it have to do with the struggle for family prestige? Kang Xiaolong was slightly stunned, somewhat puzzled by the inevitable connection between the two. A scar removal medicine can't be compared to a longevity and detoxification pill, but it is still a miraculous medicine. Dr. Kang smiled. If used properly, it will greatly benefit our family. Oh? Grandpa, you mean to use this golden healing medicine for public relations? Kang Xiaolong naturally understood his grandfather's meaning, but he couldn't understand the decisive role this special golden healing medicine could play. Haha, Xiaolong, you're still young, unmarried, and without a daughter, so naturally you won't understand the mystery here. Divine Dr. Kang waved his hand and explained with a smile. Think about it, which aristocratic family doesn't have women? Women all naturally love beauty. Our special golden medicine, while not very useful in practice, is a panacea for these women. Chapter 527 Kang Xiaolong's Insidiousness. A magic pill. Kang Xiaolong was slightly stunned, then he understood what his grandfather meant. Yes, which woman doesn't love beauty? From childhood to adulthood, it is inevitable that scars will be left accidentally. The ones on the body are okay, but the ones on the face are a bit serious. If the women of these big families know that there is such a magic pill, no matter if they whisper in the pillow or act coquettishly, I am afraid they will ask for such a bottle of magic pill no matter what. In this way, our Kang family will naturally have hope of becoming an aristocratic family. That's right. This is an opportunity. I was thinking about how to use this opportunity before. Dr. Kang smiled and said, if there is only this one opportunity, it is not enough, but if you get the support of the Wu family, then we will be like a tiger with wings. With these two things added together, we don't have to worry about them not agreeing that our Kang family will become an aristocratic family. Great. Kang Xiaolong was a little excited. In this way, I don't have to maintain such a good relationship with that Wang Zinayan. Although the girl is pretty, the Xiao family is really doomed, and Wang Zinayan is not a member of the Xiao family in the strict sense. If our Kang family can really become a noble family, then I can find someone who is more equally matched. Well, that's true, Xiaolong, you are very good. You know how to put the interests of the family and the overall situation first. Dr. Kang said, you are a man who can do great things. Grandpa, I am the eldest son and grandson of the Kang family. Naturally, I have to put the interests of the family first all the time, Kang Xiaolong said. It's just a bit of a pity. Wang Zinayan is really attractive. It's nice to have some fun with her. But although the Xiao family is down and out, it is also a noble family. You can't get rid of it by playing with it. It's better to stay away from it. That's right. Dr. Kang also nodded. Your brother has a clear understanding of this point. Although he plays with women, the women he plays with are all those who have no power and no background, and he can deal with them when the time comes. It's just that he has been spoiled since he was a child. Haha, Grandpa, I actually think that Xiao Ming's behavior may not be a bad thing for our Kang family. Kang Xiaolong said, there are some things we can't do, but Xiao Ming can do them. Oh, Dr. Kang was stunned, and looked at his eldest grandson with some confusion, not knowing what he meant by this. Xiaolong, are you afraid that Xiao Ming will compete with you for the position of the future head of the family? Of course not. Kang Xiaolong smiled slightly. If Xiao Ming is really that material, I will naturally step down and let him be the head of the family, and I will not exclude him. As long as the Kang family prospers, his lineage will not be treated unfairly, and what I said before was also sincere. Hearing Kang Xiaolong say this, Dr. Kang was a little surprised. because this was the first time that his eldest grandson had opened his heart to him and talked about his own ambitions and some considerations for the future of the Kang family and Kang Xiaoming. I'm glad you think that way. So, why isn't Xiaoming's behavior a bad thing? Dr. Kang asked with great interest. That Lin Yi is no ordinary guy. Although I don't know his background yet. Judging by the fact that he hangs out with Guanzuman and Lai Chang'ai, this guy is no good, Kang Xiaolong said, and Guanzuman has set up the Dr. Guan Pharmaceutical Company, and created a longevity and detoxification pill. I don't know what other flagship products he has. Our Kang family is in a very passive position, yet. Damn it. I get angry just by mentioning it, Dr. Kang also said angrily, aren't you just copying me and trying to steal our business? Yes, but I heard Guanzuman has a granddaughter who's also pretty. She's now a nurse in the hospital, about the same age as Xiaoming, Kang Xiaolong said calmly. What you mean? Dr. Kang was stunned. You want your brother to marry Guanzuman's granddaughter? Marriage. Is the Guan family worthy? Don't look at Guanzuman's current status as better than our Kang family. In the eyes of outsiders, he is also a real miracle doctor. He seems to have a higher status than you, Grandpa, but in my eyes, that is only a temporary glory, Kang Xiaolong said disdainfully. The prosperity is just like a dream. When Guanzuman dies one day, their Guan family will be finished immediately. You see it very clearly, don't you? I didn't expect this, Dr. Kang laughed after hearing it. Haha, I was still entangled in this matter, but after hearing what you said, I suddenly thought it through. Yes, so marriage with a Guan family is impossible, but before Guanzuman died, let Xiaoming go to his granddaughter and get some inside information. It will be of great benefit to our Kang family. Maybe even the secret recipe can be obtained, Kang Xiaolong said. Oh? Is this okay? Dr. Kang widened his eyes. He had always thought that he was very shrewd, but he found that his eldest grandson was even more harmful. Why not? Xiaoming is a master in the love field. What kind of woman can't he handle? Leave this matter to him, it will be okay, Kang Xiaolong said. In the future, even if I become the head of the family, I will give him half of the family property. As long as he makes this great contribution, Dr. Kang nodded. It was the first time that he knew the thoughts and plans of his eldest grandson. Since he could express his opinion in this way, Dr. Kang was relieved. Although the Kang family is thriving now, what Dr. Kang fears most is that the two brothers Kang Xiaolong and Kang Xiaoming will fight for power and profit after he dies, which will tear the Kang family apart. But now, with these words from Kang Xiaolong, he is relieved to hand over the Kang family to Kang Xiaolong. Thinking of this, Dr. Kang said, okay, this matter still needs long-term planning. We can't be reckless. We need to study it before we can operate it. Yes, I'm just talking about the role of Xiaoming. In fact, looking at the major families, every family has a young man who is almost a playboy. Are they really all playboys? Some may be real playboys, but some are probably specially trained, Kang Xiaolong said, and these playboys are asked to do things that others can't do normally. Yeah, you kid is smart, Dr. Kang nodded. If a normal person does the thing of chasing Guanzuman's granddaughter, he really can't do it. Chasing her and then dumping her will be a disgrace to the family's reputation, but if Xiaoming does it, others will not say anything, because Xiaoming is originally a playboy. He did it, and it was like this before. It can only be said that this time it was a bit too much. Haha, Grandpa, that's what I mean, Kang Xiaolong nodded. Well, I'll contact the Yu family tomorrow morning. You should also contact Wu Chenshin. We'll go together and discuss upgrading our family to aristocratic status, Dr. Kang said excitedly. Please vote for recommendation. Chapter 528 Upgrading the Family. Okay, Grandpa, I'll go to rest first. Kang Xiaolong knew that his words today had achieved their intended purpose. He said these seemingly heartfelt words, but in fact he did it on purpose. If the Kang family really upgraded to an aristocratic family, then Kang Xiaoming would definitely want to compete with him for the position of future head of the family. Today, Kang Xiaolong took the initiative to express his stance to Dr. Kang, letting him know his attitude and letting him know that he would not treat Kang Xiaoming unfairly after becoming the head of the family. Moreover, Kang Xiaoming was not completely useless. In this way, Dr. Kang would inevitably pass the position of head of the family to Kang Xiaolong. Because Kang Xiaoming has been defined by the family and will be trained to be a dandy, then he will completely lose the qualification to compete for the position of head of the family. How could a dandy be the head of the family? The moment Kang Xiaolong turned around and walked out of Dr. Kang's room, He sneered and walked towards his own room. Aristocratic family is no longer King Xiaolong's ultimate goal. His goal is to become a martial arts family, so that he can always gain a firm foothold and not be eliminated. The next morning, Dr. King and King Xiaolong rushed to the auction venue. The auction venue is closed during the day, but it should be possible to contact the Yu family there. Wu Chenshin received a call from King Xiaolong early that morning. He was startled, thinking it was King Xiaolong asking for money. Looking at the number on his phone, he hesitated whether to answer. Grandpa had just woken up in the middle of the night. Although Wu Gongjiao was a martial artist and it wasn't a serious matter, he had simply fainted from anger. But Wu Chenshin didn't dare mention the money again, fearing his grandfather would faint again. So, the matter would have to wait and be put on hold. Seeing King Xiaolong's call, Wu Chenshin was torn between answering and ignoring it. He was a man who cared about his reputation, and this was a great opportunity to show off his cool. How could he back down? But, to be honest, he didn't dare answer. What if King Xiaolong really wanted the money? Wouldn't it be embarrassing to say he couldn't pay it back right away? Don't even think about pretending to be cool, or people will laugh at you. But, this is 15 million, so much money, anyone would feel distressed, especially since King Xiaolong lent him so much money in private. After returning, he might be scolded by Dr. Kang. After gritting his teeth, Wu Chenshin answered the phone. He is a loyal man and cannot be looked down upon. Even if he has to swell his face, he has to pretend to be rich. Hello? Brothers Xiaolong? I was just thinking of calling you. In order to prevent King Xiaolong from mentioning the repayment, Wu Chenshin prepared to take the initiative. Let me tell you, I will pay you back the money for yesterday's meal when I go back. I didn't bring my bank card here. Oh, that money, don't worry. King Xiaolong was stunned for a moment, and guessed what Wu Chenshin was thinking. He is a person who is good at observing and analyzing others, but on the surface he behaves very well, making people feel very harmless. We are brothers, how can you lose this money? I didn't even think about it. Let's talk about it when we get back. It must be said that King Xiaolong still has a set of words. Not only did he say this to please Wu Chenshin and make Wu Chenshin grateful, but he didn't say he didn't want the money. Instead, he pointed out that you must pay back the money. You are the boss, you are so awesome, you will definitely not owe a little money to a little brother like me. But he gave Wu Chenshin enough face. Well, I knew that you would not disbelieve in my character. You are such a straightforward person. Brother, you are my Wu Chenshin's true friend. Sure enough, Wu Chenshin was grateful and fell into the trap at once. He felt that King Xiaolong was really loyal and would pay back the money even if he sold everything he had. Such a buddy must not be disappointed. Haha, of course. I also consider Brother Chenshin my boss, King Xiaolong said. Boss, you have to protect me, of course. You have to, Wu Chenshin said cheerfully. By the way, Brother Chenshin, my grandfather and I have been invited to the Yu family's auction today to discuss our King families becoming an aristocratic family. Although it's basically a done deal, we're still feeling a bit nervous, King Xiaolong said. Brother Chenshin, can you accompany me to give me some courage? With you, the iron-fisted heir of the Wu family, here with us, we won't be timid, no problem. Wu Chenshin immediately agreed upon hearing King Xiaolong's words. He didn't have to do anything, just go to boost his courage, right? Of course he accepted. Plus, he could show off in front of his younger brother, so why not? Okay, Boss Chenshin, I'll be waiting for you at the auction. King Xiaolong also addressed Wu Chenshin as Boss Chenshin, which instantly made Wu Chenshin overjoyed. Listening to King Xiaolong and Wu Chenshin talking on the phone, Dr. King was extremely pleased. This grandson was truly courageous and resourceful, his words flawless. Not only did he earn Wu Chenshin's gratitude, but he also pointed out that the 15 million yuan debt must be repaid. And what King Xiaolong said afterwards made Dr. King look at him with even greater respect. This kid actually said that the King family's upgrade to an aristocratic family was a done deal. Wasn't that simply a lie? They hadn't even contacted the Yu family's contact yet, and they were far from an aristocratic family, yet King Xiaolong dared to say that? However, Dr. Kang also knew King Xiaolong's intentions. If he directly said he wanted to discuss the Yu family's upgrade to an aristocratic family, Wu Chenshin would probably have some concerns. After all, his appearance meant that the Wu family supported the King family's move. The Iron Hand Wu family held a very special status among the aristocratic families, and Wu Gongjiao was a one-level master, which was enough to inspire awe. So if Wu Chenshin supported the Kang family's upgrade to an aristocratic family, the matter would probably be a sure thing. After all, although the Yu family is powerful, there is no need to offend the Wu family. If the Kang family is truly qualified, then why not go with the flow and ask the Wu family to do them a favor? This move is truly brilliant. In fact, this was also something Kang Xiaolong deliberately did in front of Dr. Kang, with the purpose of reassuring Dr. Kang. In fact, his goal was achieved. Dr. Kang looked at Kang Xiaolong with great satisfaction and nodded, saying, "Xiaolong, I was originally thinking that since you're developing in the academic world and not doing management, who will inherit our Kang family's business? Now I am finally relieved." Haha, Grandpa, don't worry, I will make the Kang family flourish in my hands. My target is not just an ordinary family, but a martial arts family like the Wu family. Only in this way can our Kang family prosper for generations. Kang Xiaolong clenched his fists. Anyone who stands in front of me and obstructs me, I will step on them. Whether it's Guan Zumin, Lai Chang'ai, or that jumping clown Lin Yi, I will let them know that I, Kang Xiaolong, am the real winner. Please cast a few votes for recommendation, thank you. Chapter 529, Kang Family's Trump Card. Kang Xiaolong's idea was a good one, to be honest. Yu Haitian had initially been reluctant to see the Kang family when they arrived at the auction to meet him. How could the Yu family not know what the Kang family was up to? The Kang family had grown steadily over the years, even marrying into the Xiao family, a fact the Yu family had observed. The Kang family was eager to join the ranks of the aristocratic families. After all, the benefits of becoming an aristocratic family went beyond mere prestige. More importantly, aristocratic families would constantly connect and share resources, showing respect to each other. There were countless small salons and gatherings every year. While the Kang family had the resources to become a small, low-ranking aristocratic family, it wasn't something that could be achieved overnight. There were various issues involved in the distribution and balancing of interests, and adding another aristocratic family would create more problems. The Yu family was already struggling to weaken the other aristocratic families, so how could they allow anyone else to join? However, upon hearing that the Kang family had come with a third-generation heir to the Wu family, Yu Haitian hesitated. The Kang family must have come this time to discuss upgrading their status as an aristocratic family. But bringing the Wu family along at this time, what did this indicate? Could it be that the Wu family was also on the Kang family's side, supporting their advancement into an aristocratic family? Second uncle, look, Yu Haitian felt a little embarrassed. Unable to make the decision himself, he naturally consulted the person in the family who could make the decision. Let them in and see what they say. After listening to Yu Haitian's story, the middle-aged man paused for a moment before nodding in agreement. The Kang family's promotion to noble family is inevitable. Even if we try to stop them, they'll still try. Since they've secured the Wu family's support, we might as well see what they're up to. If they have something truly tempting, we might as well give them some face. However, if they can't offer anything good, even if we agree, the other families might not agree. You know, this requires a collective vote from the 5 major families. It's not something the Wu family can decide alone. Don't you think the 4 minor families should care? Yu Haitian was slightly taken aback. He was a peripheral member of the Yu family, without much access to the core, which was why he asked this question at this moment. It's not that we don't care, but since our Yu family has agreed, they won't object, the middle-aged man said calmly, his words radiating confidence. Okay, then I'll call them in now. Second uncle, Yu Haitian asked cautiously. I won't show up. Don't agree or refuse. Let's see what they offer first, the middle-aged man instructed. If it's okay, I'll send you a message. Yes, second uncle, Yu Haitian nodded, then turned and left the inner room. He entered the outer living room and said to the subordinate who had come to report, bring them in. A moment later, Divine Dr. Kang arrived with Kang Xiaolong and Wu Chenshin. Yu Haitian warmly stood to greet them. Divine Dr. Kang, Young Master Wu, Young Master Kang, welcome, Mr. Yu, you're too polite. Although Divine Dr. Kang was the elder, he didn't dare to neglect anyone from the Yu family. Although Yu Haitian was only a peripheral liaison to the Yu family, he held a very important position. Divine Dr. Kang, the auction doesn't start until tonight. What brings you here so late? Any new items you'd like us to trade? Yu Haitian was also a master at playing dumb. He would never initiate a conversation unless Divine Dr. Kang brought it up. Haha, that's right. This time, we're indeed adding an item to the auction. Dr. Kang, a seasoned veteran, nodded and said, however, this item is a pre-sale item. Auctioning off a pre-sale item, Yu Haishan was slightly taken aback. He'd only casually asked before, but he hadn't expected Dr. Kang to actually auction something, and a pre-sale item at that. This intrigued him. Wasn't Dr. Kang here to research the upgrades for the aristocratic family? Yes. After tireless research by my grandsons Haolong and I, and after overcoming numerous difficulties, we've finally developed the upgrades you need for the competition, the Beauty and Skin Nourishing Golden Wound Medicine, Dr. Kang said. Beauty and Skin Nourishing Golden Wound Medicine, Yu Haishan repeated the name Dr. Kang had mentioned. The name was a bit long and a bit awkward to pronounce, but that wasn't the point. The key was, who exactly was this medicine and how could it be used? Seeing Yu Haishan's puzzled look, Dr. Kang explained with a smile, this medicine is just as the name suggests. The Beauty and Muscle Nourishing Golden Wound Medicine not only has the basic effects of Golden Wound Medicine, but also has the effect of beauty and muscle nourishing. The magic of Golden Wound Medicine is that it can make wounds heal quickly without leaving scars, and this Beauty and Muscle Nourishing Golden Wound Medicine can repair some old scars and completely remove these old scars. Of course, this is only the main effect, and there are many auxiliary effects, such as beauty and skincare, which can improve skin tone, remove dull skin, shrink pores, etc. As the person in charge of the auction, Yu Haishan naturally has a keen business sense. After hearing Dr. Kang's introduction, he knew that this medicine was definitely not simple. Once it appears, it will inevitably cause a buying frenzy, and it will even exceed ordinary golden wound medicines. For those women who love beauty, this is simply a killer. Dr. Kang's reputation truly lives up to his reputation. He's even developed something so miraculous, Yu Haishan exclaimed, then asked, Dr. Kang, do you intend to auction this miraculous medicine at this auction? Yes. But I've just developed it. It's still in the trial production stage. The production volume and success rate are very low. There are only 2 pre-sale units available for auction. Dr. Kang nodded. 2? So few. Yu Haishan was stunned. When he'd heard Dr. Kang talk about this medicine, he'd assumed it could be mass-produced, and the auction was simply to give bidders early access to it. But now it seemed that wasn't the case. Yes, although we've produced dozens of trial units, as you know, we in the Kang family have many friends, and most of them are going to be given away as gifts. So, there are only 2 units left for auction, Dr. Kang said with a certain exaggeration. Yu Haishan's expression changed. He wasn't stupid. If he didn't understand Dr. Kang's intentions at this point, he wouldn't be worthy of being the organizer of this auction. Although the Kang family came this time nominally to add more items to the auction, they actually revealed their trump card, which was that the Kang family had this magical medicine, and if they successfully became a noble family, then these medicines would be given to other noble families for free. Chapter 530 Update Notice. Because I'm busy with my wedding, the updates will be unstable from today until mid-October. They will resume normal updates after the wedding. If you have any recommendation votes, please cast some. Chapter 531 Another miracle doctor arrives. I see. 2 lots is plenty, Yu Haishan nodded and said, then let's keep this golden beauty and skin healing elixir as today's grand finale, the last auction tonight. Thank you so much, Mr. Yu. Dr. Kang was very pleased with the decision. The last item taken out at an auction was usually used to keep the party going. If you have nothing else, Dr. Kang, please tell our auction staff about the efficacy and instructions of this golden beauty and skin healing elixir, as well as details on when you can expect it. I'll be leaving now, Yu Haishan said with a smile. Haha, no rush. There's one more thing I'd like Mr. Yu to help me with. Dr. Kang stopped Yu Haishan from discussing the golden beauty and skin healing elixir. Instead, he stopped him. Oh? Anything else? Yu Haishan asked, knowingly asking. Look, our Kang family has made a lot of contributions to everyone over the years. Mr. Yu, could you recommend us at the annual meeting of the 5 major and 4 minor families? Could you also upgrade us to aristocratic status? Divine Dr. Kang observed Yu Haishan's expression and spoke word by word. He didn't believe Yu Haishan hadn't done his homework before coming. He had already laid out his conditions. Whether he could succeed depended on the Yu family's decision. Of course you can give me this recommendation. Yu Haishan had already received a text message from his second uncle hinting that since the Kang family had such a good thing as a trump card, there was no need for the Yu family to obstruct it. It would be better to let nature take its course. However, although our Yu family is the organizer of the annual meeting of the aristocratic families, whether your Kang family can become an aristocratic family also depends on the opinions of other aristocratic families. Haha, of course we know what Mr. Yu said, but as long as the Yu family where Mr. Yu is has no objection and can recommend us, then wouldn't our chances of winning be greater? Dr. Kang smiled slightly. By the way, Xiaolong also recognized Chen Chen as his eldest brother, so the Wu family will naturally not object. Dr. Kang spoke very tactfully. He did not say that the Wu family would support it, but only said that the Wu family would not object. This way, Wu Chenchen would not feel that he was interfering. Of course, my little brother's business is my business, how could I object? Wu Chenchen patted his chest and said with great loyalty, I, Wu Chenchen, have many friends, but Xiaolong is the only true brother. He is a true brother. Wu Chenchen felt that in front of his little brother King Xiaolong, he should also pretend to be cool and show his domineering aura to move him. This would also greatly benefit his pretending level. When a new pretending Wu Tixiao appears in front of Sun Jinggai, won't it be easy to win her heart? Thinking of this, Wu Chenchen felt very proud. Although the meal yesterday was expensive, it was worth it. Not only did he get something on Lin Yi's side, but he also taught him to pretend through Fengzai Oxiro. What's even more rare is that he has such a close little brother. This life is simply wonderful. He is so lucky. Wu Chenchen feels that he is about to become the lucky protagonist in the novel. All the good things in the world are taken by him alone. Yu Haitian's expression changed slightly. Wu Chenchen's presence at this moment naturally represented the Wu family's stance. However, he hadn't expected Wu Chenchen to so clearly voice his support for the Kang family. This was somewhat unexpected. Wu Chenchen's words also revealed a lot of things. Kang Xiaolong was Wu Chenchen's only true brother. What did this mean? Were the Kang and Wu families so close? Yu Haitian hadn't had much contact with Wu Chenchen, so he naturally didn't know that this guy was actually a spoiled brat. While his martial arts skills were not weak, his temper was a bit impulsive. In Yu Haitian's opinion, Wu Chenchen was already an early Huangji master at such a young age, so his future was naturally limitless. This kind of person was definitely the leader of the third generation of the Wu family, the future successor. So his words naturally represented the Wu family's opinion. Yu Haitian had no idea. Wu Chenchen was indeed a yellow rank master, but achieving that status at such a young age inevitably led to his own arrogant and conceited nature. Spoiled by Wu Gonggao since childhood, his single-minded approach to problem-solving was to resort to force. Consequently, he was completely clueless and was being used by Kang Xiaolong without realizing it. Haha, since young Master Wu supports it, there won't be much resistance for the Kang family to become an aristocratic family, Yu Haitian laughed. Of course, since our Yu family nominated the Kang family, we naturally support it. In that case, thank you very much. Seeing his goal achieved, Divine Dr. Kang stopped talking. After a few more pleasantries with Yu Haitian, he went to discuss the evening's auction with the auctioneers. Kang Xiaolong, on the other hand, went to have dinner with Wu Chenchen. With this relationship, if he didn't seize it while the iron was hot, he wouldn't be Kang Xiaolong anymore. Over the past 2 days, Kang Xiaolong had truly achieved and made significant progress towards his first life goal. He pretended to be open and honest, deceived his grandfather, and successfully grasped the relationship with the Wu family. The Kang family's upgrade to noble family has basically become a foregone conclusion. How could Kang Xiaolong not be happy about this? The only regret is that he is reluctant to part with Wang Xinayan, but there is no way. This Wang Xinayan is not someone who can be played with casually. If he plays with her and doesn't want to give her up, it will definitely bring trouble to the Kang family. Although the Xiao family is in decline, a lean camel is bigger than a horse. Kang Xiaolong doesn't want to cause any trouble for the Kang family. Forget it, such a flower, who knows which bastard will be lucky enough to get it in the future. Kang Xiaolong shook his head and went out with Wu Chenchen, forgetting the matter of Wang Xinayan. However, this way Wang Xinayan was quiet. Without Kang Xiaolong's harassment, her life returned to normal. Not long after Dr. Kang left, Yu Haitian was discussing the affairs of the Kang family with his second cousin when his confidant called again. Yu Haitian frowned. Why are there so many things going on today? But he still answered the phone. What's up? I'm busy. Yu Haitian explained his situation first, his message clear: if you're not seriously concerned, please wait. Mr. Yu, Mr. Lai Chang'ai and Professor Guan Zuman from Guanshenye Pharmaceutical Company, along with a young man, are here to see you, a trusted subordinate reported. Oh? Divine Dr. Guan is here too? Yu Haitian was taken aback. What had happened today? Just as Divine Dr. Kang had left, Divine Dr. Guan arrived. This day had truly marked a connection with the Divine Doctor. Chapter 532 Shocked to Death. The middle-aged man from the Yu family, Yu Haitian's second cousin, was also taken aback. Why was Guan Zuman here? He wasn't surprised by the simultaneous appearance of two miracle doctors, but by Guan Zuman's presence, and the fact that he wanted to meet the Yu family. Guan Zuman's attitude towards the established families was always one of dignified intimacy, neither too close nor too distant. He was a skilled doctor, yet he always adhered to his duties, charging low fees and keeping to himself. This earned Guan Zuman a high reputation among the various aristocratic families. Furthermore, Guan Zuman was a target of wooing from the various aristocratic families. After all, who doesn't get sick? Knowing a miracle doctor was like having their life guaranteed. However, Guan Zuman refused to accept any of the family's advances, nor would he proactively visit others. The Yu family had repeatedly suggested that the Guan family also become an aristocratic family, but Guan Zuman had always refused. This was because Guan Zuman himself knew that an aristocratic family was only a temporary glory. Without a successor, no one could guarantee the Guan family's prosperity for generations. Guan Zuman had basically no feelings for his eldest son's lineage, so the only remaining heir was Guan Xin. Girls would eventually get married, so whether or not they came from an aristocratic family wasn't that important. If the granddaughter found a capable man, she would naturally live a life of wealth and glory. Whether or not the Guan family was an aristocratic family wouldn't matter much. So this time, Guan Zuman's proactive visit surprised the Yu family. Second uncle, shall I go out to receive him? Yu Haitian was no fool. If Divine Dr. Kang came, he would have to ask his second cousin whether to receive him or not, but since Divine Dr. Guan was here, he had to receive him. I'll go with you. The middle-aged man hesitated for a moment, then stood up. Yu Haitian was slightly taken aback, but then he understood. Given Guan Zuman's identity, it was worth it for his second cousin to personally greet him. He was the descendant of the old imperial physician from the hidden aristocratic family behind the Yu family, and his medical skills were comparable to Guan Zuman's. After instructing his men to be respectful and polite, Yu Haitian and his second cousin arrived at the reception room, just in time to see Guan Zuman, Lai Chang'ai, and Lin Yi walk in. Professor Guan, what a rare guest. The middle-aged man walked over first and shook Guan Zuman's hand warmly, his expression so warm and unprecedented that it surprised Yu Haitian. Haha, you're the second son of the Yu family, right? What's your name? I'm getting old, and my memory's a little off, but I haven't seen you in a while. Guan Zuman nodded calmly at the middle-aged man, showing no excessive surprise or enthusiasm. Yes, I'm Xuxing, Yu Xuxing. The middle-aged man, unfazed by Guan Zuman's attitude, remained enthusiastic. You treated me when I was a kid. Yes, I remember. Guan Zuman nodded. Mercury, after exchanging pleasantries with Guan Zuman, Yu Xuxing addressed Yu Haitian. Haitian, why don't you call someone? This is your Grandpa Guan. Grandpa Guan, Yu Haitian called out respectfully. Guan Zuman nodded, acknowledging him. He was always like this, never showing much enthusiasm towards anyone. Only in front of Lin Yi did Guan Zuman show excessive enthusiasm. Scholars generally admire those more knowledgeable than themselves, so this was just a special case. Professor Guan, you've come at this hour. Is there anything I can do for you? Naturally, Yu Xuxing wouldn't beat around the bush with Guan Zuman. He was forthright and would spare no effort in anything he could do. I'm just here for the fun. Xiaolin and I are accompanying Fatty Lai. Guan Zuman made a rare joke, and because they knew each other well, he started addressing Lai Chang'ai as Fatty Lai. Haha, Professor Guan, you're such a joker. Yu Xuxing laughed too. Boss Lai, what's the matter? Because of Guan Zuman's relationship, Yu Xuxing was polite to Lai Chang'ai. However, he was a little unsure of Lin Yi's identity. Yesterday, he sent Xiaoqin to follow him, but was discovered by Lin Yi. It's nothing serious. We, Guanshenye Pharmaceutical Company, are planning to add another item to tomorrow's auction, Fatty Lai said. Oh? Another item? Yu Haitian's eyes lit up. The response to yesterday's longevity and detoxification pills was unprecedented. If Fatty Lai really had something else to auction, It would be a huge boon to the auction. Yes, we did. We didn't bring it out before because we were afraid people would accuse us of copying Dr. Kang. However, among our upcoming products, we do have a trauma medicine that's similar to the golden healing medicine. So, tomorrow we'll be auctioning the hardcover edition of the trauma medicine, Fatty Lai said. Oh? You're also auctioning the hardcover edition? Yu Haitian looked a little puzzled, but he continued, the Kang family has already prepared 100 hardcover copies of their Dr. Kang golden healing medicine for auction tonight. We think that's more than enough to satisfy the auction house's needs. Yu Haitian stopped talking, believing Fatty Lai understood what he was going to say next. If you auction it again tomorrow, there won't be much demand. Everyone who wants to buy has already bought it. While your longevity and detoxification pills have caused a sensation, the hardcover edition of your trauma medicine won't be so different. Haha, I don't know what their hardcover edition of the golden wound medicine does, but our hardcover edition is quite effective. Fatty Lai waved his hand nonchalantly, saying, good stuff sells easily, so I'm not worried about that. How can the products of Dr. Guan's pharmaceutical company be compared to Dr. Kang's rubbish? Yu Shuxing also caught on to the situation and waved his hand, saying, Haitian, stop worrying about nothing. Let's hear about the effectiveness of this hardcover edition of the trauma medicine first, okay? Second uncle? Yu Haitian was shocked, thinking, yes, Dr. Guan's pharmaceutical company's products are so amazing, how can they be compared to Dr. Kang's stuff? Haha, this hardcover edition of our trauma medicine not only has the basic effects of trauma medicine, but also has the effect of beautifying and nourishing the skin. Not only can it heal wounds quickly without leaving scars, it can also repair some old scars and completely remove them. Of course, this is only the main effect. There are many auxiliary effects, such as beauty and nourishing. It can improve skin tone, remove dull skin, shrink pores, etc. Fatty Lai said incessantly. Huh? Yu Haitian's eyes widened, and Yu Shuxing looked like he had seen a ghost. What Fatty Lai said was almost identical to what Dr. Kang had said before. What happened today? Why did these two companies take out the same medicine at the same time? If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 533 The same auction item. What's wrong? You don't believe it? Fatty Lai was puzzled by the expressions of the Yu family. It's not disbelief, Yu Shuxing said with a wry smile. We're just shocked. Oh, that's right. Fatty Lai assumed they were astounded by the efficacy of the hardcover edition of the trauma medicine, but he didn't realize it was due to something else. 20 bottles in total, starting price 500,000. Mr. Yu, please take care of the rest. 20 bottles? In stock. Yu Haitian's eyes widened. Yes, Fatty Lai almost cursed. What am I talking to you about if I don't have it in stock? However, due to the other party's status, he didn't do anything out of the ordinary. What do you think, second cousin? Yu Haitian looked at Yu Shuxing with some embarrassment. Haha, then let's make it the grand finale of tomorrow night's auction. Yu Shuxing smiled. I think there's going to be a buying frenzy. 500,000 is a bit too cheap. Let's go for 1 million, okay? Yu Haitian, knowing second cousin had made his decision, said nothing more. The price of 1 million didn't surprise Fatty Lai. In his opinion, the more expensive the item, the better. He placed a briefcase on the table and said, here are the hardcover editions of the trauma medicine. Mr. Yu, please check it out. The instructions are already written and placed inside. Yu Haitian opened the briefcase and was stunned. This was the hardcover edition of the trauma medicine? How could these broken white plastic bottles look like those used to hold seasonings? Is this the hardcover edition? Yu Haitian couldn't help but ask. Haha, I made some last-minute stuff, so there's no packaging. Fatty Lai smiled. Yu Haitian was speechless, but he also believed that Fatty Lai wouldn't try to trick people with junk. This stuff should still be effective. Thinking of this, he nodded and said, okay, I'll go register it later. After exchanging a few more pleasantries with Fatty Lai, Guan Zumin, Fatty Lai, and Lin Yi finally left the auction venue. Naturally, Yu Shuxing spared no effort to win over someone like Guan Zumin. Moreover, the items offered by Guan Shenye Pharmaceutical Company were truly extraordinary. After seeing Guan Zumin off, Yu Shuxing felt like laughing. Dr. Kang had brought a beauty and skin-nourishing golden medicine, and was even thinking of using it as a bargaining chip to gain entry into the aristocratic family. If it were any other time, that would be enough, but Wanzuman had brought another identical product. What's more, he still had it in stock. If Dr. Kang knew about this, he'd probably be in tears, right? He was still thinking of using this to build connections, but since they had already sold the product, who would he sell his pre-sale product to? Second uncle, today's situation is quite complicated, Yu Haitian sighed. Haha, it's actually not that complicated. It's just that it's unlikely that the Kang family will become an aristocratic family, Yu Shuxing said. The Kang family's trump card is probably nothing to Dr. Guan. Yeah, so will the Kang family's 2 pre-sale batches of beauty and skin-nourishing golden medicine be auctioned tonight? Yu Haitian asked. Auction? Why not? Yu Shuxing smiled. What's the impact? We won't buy. As for others, whoever wants to buy can do so, that's true. After all, our auction house is just helping them with the auction. Whether or not anyone buys is not our responsibility, Yu Haitian nodded. That evening, the second auction began. Pengzhan Xiao had called Lin Yi the moment she woke up, but Lin Yi was too busy to answer her. He asked if Xuanyuan had returned. Upon learning that he hadn't, he declined Pengzhan Xiao's offer to come see him. However, at the auction, he inevitably ran into Pengzhan Xiao again. Lin Yi, Pengzhan Xiao ran up to Lin Yi, holding 2 bottles of drinks. Her face flushed slightly, as if she was thinking about what happened last night. Are you feeling alright? Lin Yi readily accepted the drinks offered by Pengzhan Xiao. The strangeness of his relationship with Pengzhan Xiao, and the involvement of Xuanyuan, was giving Lin Yi a headache. Oh, it's nothing, Pengzhan Xiao shook her head, her usual expansiveness replaced by a hint of shyness. Lin Yi was left with a sense of helplessness. He had to admit that he had felt a little moved yesterday, but that was purely a matter of lust, not any affection for Pengzhan Xiao. It was just Pengzhan Xiao's condition yesterday that struck Lin Yi as odd. He had never encountered anything so bizarre. Pengzhan Xiao, we had some issues before, but I saved you yesterday. Lin Yi paused for a moment, then said, I guess we're even now, right, huh? Pengzhan Xiao was taken aback, but quickly understood what Lin Yi meant. Lin Yi didn't want her to retaliate against him anymore, but did she have to now? If Lin Yi hadn't brought it up, Pengzhan Xiao wouldn't have felt anything. But when Lin Yi brought it up, Pengzhan Xiao suddenly realized that her hatred for Lin Yi had faded. It no longer held the same fervent desire for revenge, but was now mingled with a complex, inexplicable mix of emotions. Lin Yi had seen her naked body for nothing, but he didn't say anything. Was he still thinking of letting it go? What grudge do we have? Didn't we resolve it long ago? Pengzhan Xiao made up her mind and looked at Lin Yi in confusion. Pengzhan Xiao, let's be frank. What on earth do you want to do? Lin Yi seemed indifferent to Pengzhan Xiao's innocence. I like you. I just want to be with you. I don't want to do anything else. Pengzhan Xiao looked at Lin Yi aggrievedly. You don't want to be responsible for me, do you? Lin Yi was speechless for a moment. He knew that continuing to talk to Pengzhan Xiao would have no effect, so he could only ignore her. Pengzhan Xiao was not angry. Lin Yi ignored her, but she was flipping through the auction catalog in her hand. The lights gradually dimmed, and the spotlights on the auction table in front also lit up. Yu Haitian walked out from behind the scenes, bowed politely, and said, Welcome all guests to the second auction. Lin Yi had no interest in most of the auction items. Apart from some valuable antiques, there were some dates with famous celebrities, and some jewelry. Finally, it was the Xuanyuan wooden box that Lin Yi was interested in. Fatty Lai, who was originally drowsy, sat up straight with a jump. Lin Yi was suddenly a little amused. This guy is really a talent. Is this okay? Boss, just watch me. As long as no one grabs it, it shouldn't be a problem to get it. Fatty Lai patted his chest and guaranteed. Tang said, if you have recommendation votes, cast them, otherwise I will ignore Lin Yi forever. Chapter 534 Deliberately Cheating. The auction was underway, but the frenzied bidding wasn't as intense as yesterday's sale of the longevity and detoxification pills. While the items weren't cheap, the bidding wasn't intense, and many people simply gave up after seeing others vying for them. There was no need to strain relationships over material possessions that were optional. These people are so rich, Pengzhan Group couldn't help but smack her lips at the tens of millions in the cash price. Give me a little bit, and I could buy a Ferrari. Didn't you cheat Wu Chenshin enough yesterday? Lin Yi retorted with amusement. Hey, who told him to mess with me? Pengzhan Group said as a matter of course. I haven't messed with him enough. I'm glad I didn't teach him a lesson. Hey? By the way, Lin Yi, why are you here at the auction? You and them. Pengzhan Group hadn't thought much about it before, but when she remembered that Fatty Lai had just called Lin Yi boss, she couldn't help but widen her eyes in surprise. You're that fat guy's boss. Lin Yi's forehead was covered with black lines, and he was a little speechless. He had just ignored the fact that Pengzhan Group was by his side and hadn't told Fatty Lai anything to be careful about. Pengzhan Group saw the clue. That fat guy is the president of a pharmaceutical company. Seeing my superb skills, he wanted to be my little brother, Lin Yi explained vaguely. Oh, so that fat guy seems to be very rich. Pengzhan Group squinted at Fatty Lai. Hey, Fatty, I'm your sister-in-law. Why don't you give me a little gift, huh? Fatty Lai's eyes widened, looking at Lin Yi with a questioning look on his face. Don't pay attention to her, she's sick. Lin Yi waved his hand to signal Fatty Lai not to pay attention to Pengzhan Group. Fatty Lai laughed dryly and turned his head away, but he was wondering in his heart, is this chick related to the boss? Is that all? He seems to listen to you a lot. You don't have a stake in that pharmaceutical company, do you? Pengzhan Group was not stupid, so she naturally didn't believe Lin Yi's statement. Just because of her martial arts skills, could that fat girl be so obedient? It seemed unlikely, right? Lin Yi ignored her and turned his attention to the auction table. Because the next auction item was the 1,000-year-old snow lotus, but Lin Yi's target was the box containing the snow lotus. Tisk. Don't tell me if you don't want to tell me. Pengzhan Group was a little embarrassed and annoyed when she saw Lin Yi ignoring her again. Why was she so bad in his eyes? In what way was Tang Yun better than her? The next lot is a 1,000-year-old snow lotus. The auctioneer slowly placed an exquisite wooden box on the auction block and said, I believe everyone knows the uses of the 1,000-year-old snow lotus, so I don't need to explain it in detail. You all know that snow lotuses, let alone those that are 1,000 years old, are rare these days. This 1,000-year-old snow lotus was found in a cave. It's very old, and it was contained in this box when it was discovered. Experts have verified that the snow lotus is at least 1,000 years old. The auctioneer recounted the origins of the 1,000-year-old snow lotus. Actually, all this information was clearly stated in the auction brochure. The auctioneer simply repeated it in his own words. The reserve price for the 1,000-year-old snow lotus is 5 million. Bidding begins, the auctioneer said, and waited for the bids to begin. The 1,000-year-old snow lotus caused a momentary silence. Although most people had heard of it, they didn't know how it was used. Since they weren't medical researchers, spending 5 million on it probably wouldn't be of much use. So most people waited and watched. But then, someone made a bid. 6 million, Kang Gifeng stood up, raised his placard, and quoted a modest price. He figured there wouldn't be many, if any, bidders for the 1,000-year-old snow lotus. Fatty Lai was also watching, about to make a move, when he saw Kang Gifeng raise his placard and was startled. But then he remembered that the Kang family also owned a pharmaceutical company, so it made sense for them to buy the 1,000-year-old snow lotus. He just couldn't tell if they were determined to get it. 8 million, Fatty Lai also raised his placard. However, Fatty Lai had been the center of attention at the auction yesterday, and his bid today had drawn a crowd of onlookers. It wasn't that Fatty Lai was spending 8 million on some 1,000-year-old snow lotus, but rather the ongoing rivalry between him and Kang Gifeng. Yesterday, Fatty Lai had competed with Kang Gifeng for the longevity and detoxification pill, and today they were competing again. But even with Fatty Lai and Kang Gifeng competing, no one else got involved. For one thing, neither of them was easy to mess with, especially Fatty Lai. Guan Zuman stood behind him. Who would want to offend Guan Zuman? Wouldn't it be asking for trouble if we were to cause more trouble at this time? Secondly, the 1,000-year-old snow lotus they bought back would be of no use to them, so no one would bid for it. 10 million, Kang Gifeng's face darkened. He didn't expect Fatty Lai to come out and interfere. Originally, he thought he could get the 1,000-year-old snow lotus for 6 million, but now he had to offer a high price of 10 million. 15 million, Fatty Lai quoted a new price in a neutral tone before Kang Gifeng finished speaking. Damn it, Kang Gifeng's face turned the color of liver. He cursed inwardly and looked at Dr. Kang. "Father, this fatty Lai is obviously here to make trouble on purpose. He cheated our Kang family yesterday, and I guess he has the same idea today. It's no wonder Kang Giffen thought so. Competitors are enemies. This is an unchanging theorem that has lasted for thousands of years. It's natural for Fatty Lai to want to go against the Kang family. We must get this 1,000-year-old snow lotus. Regardless of whether he's causing trouble or not, we can't give up." Dr. Kang's expression was somewhat grim, but for the Kang family to successfully upgrade to an aristocratic family, this 1,000-year-old snow lotus had to be obtained. Otherwise, everything would be over. 20 million, Kang Giffen quoted a relatively high price, hoping to scare Fatty Lai into giving up. 25 million, but Fatty Lai, unfazed, directly offered a higher price. 30 million, Kang Giffen said immediately. 50 million, Fatty Lai said calmly. Kang Giffen was furious. There were only two people bidding against each other, and you suddenly raised the price by 20 million. What was your intention? Was it too much money to spend, or was it just a scare? 55 million, Kang Giffen glanced at his father, and when he saw him nod, he continued bidding. 80 million, Fatty Lai remembered Lin Yi's bottom line. So he didn't want to argue with Kang Giffen anymore and just raised the price. If you can accept it, then continue. Chapter 535 I Have a Way. Most of the people present had noticed the clues at this moment. It seemed that Fatty Lai didn't want to buy the 1,000-year-old snow lotus, but was just bidding for fun, deliberately trying to trick the Kang family. Otherwise, how could he offer such a price? Even if he had money, he wouldn't play it like this, right? Kang Giffen was furious after hearing this. Just as he was about to bid a high price of 85 million, he was stopped by Kang Xiaolong. Originally, Kang Xiaolong's mission today was to accompany Wang Zinayan, but now that the Kang family's upgrade to noble family was a foregone conclusion, Kang Xiaolong didn't want to accompany Wang Zinayan anymore. It would be better for him to come to the auction to see it for himself. Xiaolong, what are you doing? Kang Giffen frowned. Didn't you hear your grandfather say that we must win it, Dad? It's true that we must win it, but we also need to be strategic, Kang Xiaolong said quickly. Blindly bidding like this will only make the price go higher and higher, and it will get out of control. Oh, Kang Giffen was a little impatient. If you have something to say it quickly. If you don't bid, won't someone else buy it, Giffen? Listen to Xiaolong. Let him bid. After a long talk with Kang Xiaolong yesterday, and seeing Kang Xiaolong's outstanding performance in front of Yu Haitian this morning, Dr. Kang now values Kang Xiaolong very much, even more than his eldest son Kang Giffen. Hearing his father say this, Kang Giffen could only shut his mouth. 86 million, Kang Xiaolong raised his bid and quickly explained to his father and grandfather, before, we were raising the price by 5 million at a time to show we still had plenty of money. If they were trying to scam us, they definitely raised the price even higher after hearing our increases. So, I'm only raising it by 1 million now to show weakness. If they really are trying to scam us, they'll definitely wonder if we've reached our limit and can't afford any more. Just like yesterday, they gave up when we couldn't raise the price any higher. If they're determined to win, then raising the price by 1 million or 5 million is the same to them. Just wait and see how they raise the price. Kang Giffen understood the logic, but he'd been distracted earlier. Only after hearing his son's explanation did he realize he'd indeed been a bit impulsive. Dr. Kang, on the other hand, looked at his eldest grandson with satisfaction. Kang Xiaolong's demonstrated competence and composure undoubtedly surpassed anyone else in the Kang family. 100 million, Fatty Lai announced a final price. This, Kang Xiaolong hadn't expected the other party to be so determined. I've already shown weakness. Logically, he shouldn't raise the price any further. If I can't afford it, then doesn't that mean he has to buy it? Does he really want to buy it? However, that's hard to say. Fatty Lai represents Xuanyuan Pharmaceutical Company. The Kang family isn't the only one in need of a top-grade medicinal ingredient like the Millennium Snow Lotus, others might need it too. Kang Xiaolong wanted to raise the price, but he couldn't. The Kang family was truly broke. Kang Xiaolong wasn't one to act impulsively or rashly. Yesterday, he'd spent 15 million on Wu Chenshin, leaving the Kang family with only a little over 80 million in liquid funds. It could be said that the price he just offered had already reached the Kang family's limit. Grandpa, we're out of money, Kang Xiaolong took a deep breath, somewhat unwillingly saying. But we have to buy it first. We absolutely can't back down now, Shen Yikang gritted his teeth. He had to get the Millennium Snow Lotus, or else the Kang family's plans would be ruined. Tonight, 2 pre-sale units of the beauty and skin-nourishing golden medicine had already been put up for auction. If he couldn't get the 1,000-year-old Snow Lotus, what would he offer to the family? Thinking about the upcoming auction of the golden healing medicine and the golden healing medicine for beauty and muscle nourishing, and how he could recoup some of the funds, Dr. Kang felt a little relieved. 101 million, Kang Xiaolong stopped pretending to be so arrogant. Since he was determined to get it, he decided to increase the price bit by bit, just to see if Fatty Lai had the patience to haggle with him. The price exceeded 100 million, and Fatty Lai had to turn around and look at Lin Yi. However, in his opinion, the Kang family had basically reached their limit, and giving up at this point would be a bit of a shame. "Boss, should we continue bidding?" Fatty Lai suggested in a low voice. "If that box is really important, I think we should give it another try. You can increase the price appropriately, just control it." Lin Yi nodded. With the income from yesterday's longevity and detoxification pills, Lin Yi didn't feel too bad about the money. "You want that box?" Feng Xiaoxiao, hearing Fatty Lai's words, looked at Lin Yi with a hint of surprise. "Don't you want that 1,000-year-old Snow Lotus?" Lin Yi didn't want to explain, but fearing Feng Xiaoxiao's outburst would get others to overhear, he forced himself to say, "I want that box outside, not the 1,000-year-old Snow Lotus." "Huh? What do you want that box for?" Feng Xiaoxiao asked curiously. "Don't ask so many questions. I'll tell you when we get back." Lin Yi didn't want to discuss Feng Xiaoxiao any further. "HMPH, what's your attitude?" Feng Xiaoxiao sounded annoyed. "Hey, if I help you get a box, will you be my boyfriend? Do you have a plan?" Lin Yi asked, ignoring Feng Xiaoxiao's question. "Of course," Feng Xiaoxiao nodded, her eyes rolling. "Do you agree? How do you want to do it?" Lin Yi naturally wouldn't agree to Feng Xiaoxiao's messed-up proposal. "Don't worry about it. If you agree, it's a deal." Feng Xiaoxiao winked at Lin Yi. "That's all right," Lin Yi shrugged. He couldn't bring himself to agree to something like that just because of the box. HMPH, Feng Xiaoxiao was furious and glared at Lin Yi resentfully. "Then you're not allowed to ignore me anymore, is that okay? Let's talk about it after you get the box." This time, Lin Yi didn't object. Now that he had Feng Xianlong's connections, it was impossible for him to ignore Feng Xiaoxiao. "Then you have to cooperate for a while. You can't argue with me later," Feng Xiaoxiao said. "Okay," Lin Yi nodded. Cooperating for a while was fine, as long as she could get the box. By then, the price had soared to 110 million under the bidding of Fatty Lai and Kang Xiaolong. Neither of them raised the price significantly, but continued to raise it by 1 million at a time, hoping to see who could hold out the longest. Kang Xiaolong had just quoted 111 million, and Fatty Lai said 112 million. "That's about right." Lin Yi shook his head at Fatty Lai after hearing the price. Lin Yi wasn't sure if this item was the eternal spring wood mentioned in ancient books, so he wasn't determined to get it. Chapter 536 Bought as a makeup box. "Fatty Lai, are you fucking doing this on purpose? You were against us yesterday, and you're doing the same today." Kang Giffen really couldn't stand it anymore, and he stood up with a bang. The Kang family already had no money. If they continued to spend more, even with the money from tonight's auction, it would not be enough to pay for the 1,000-year-old Snow Lotus. Besides, the Kang family couldn't go bankrupt just to buy this 1,000-year-old Snow Lotus. It wasn't a big deal if they didn't have a penny in their hands, right? Kang Xiaolong sighed. It was too late to stop his father. However, since they had already started a fight with Fatty Lai, it was impossible to back down, and the Kang family was not a fearful group. "Did you do this on purpose?" Fatty Lai was about to give up, but after being yelled at by Kang Giffen, he really didn't want to give up, and he stood up and retorted, "Why, the general manager of Kang Shenye Pharmaceutical Group, don't you know what an auction means? You can bid, but I can't." Kang Xiaolong had to stand up at this time. He was also a member of the Kang family. His father had stood up, so naturally, as a junior, he couldn't just sit back and watch, right? However, Kang Xiaolong's voice was not as aggressive as Kang Giffen's. Instead, he spoke calmly, "Mr. Lai, my father didn't say you couldn't buy it. Rather, what do you want this 1,000-year-old Snow Lotus for? Can you tell me? Although this medicinal herb is precious, it's not required for every Chinese medicine prescription, right? What are you buying it for?" Fatty Lai was immediately amused upon hearing this. Do I need to tell you what I'm buying it for? Can't I just buy it for fun? Or why don't you tell me first? What are you buying it for? Kang Xiaolong smiled slightly. Fatty Lai's words were exactly what he wanted. He had been hoping Fatty Lai would say that so that he could proceed with the next step. The plan had already been made the moment Kang Xiaolong stood up. Mr. Lai, it's not a bad idea for me to tell you, Kang Xiaolong said. We run a pharmaceutical company. Although we're also profit-making, our mission is to save lives. Isn't that right? Fatty Lai frowned, unsure of what Kang Xiaolong meant, but he didn't refute it. Mr. Lai, our Kang family bought this 1,000-year-old snow lotus to save people. As the saying goes, saving people is like putting out a fire. This 1,000-year-old snow lotus is a medicinal guide. The patient we are treating now only needs this medicinal guide, Kang Xiaolong continued to say calmly. Although there may be some contradictions between us, I hope Mr. Lai will look at the face of us being sacred medical professionals and put the overall situation first and the patient first. If you just bought it for fun, give it to us. After all, we are going to use it to save lives. After Kang Xiaolong finished speaking, the whole audience immediately became quiet. Kang Xiaolong sneered in his heart. You are still young to play with me. When it comes to playing dirty, who the hell are you? It has to be said that Kang Xiaolong's words made the public opinion in the audience lean towards the Kang family. People said that they bought it to save people. At this time, Fatty Lai wanted to snatch it from them again. Isn't it a bit too much? Besides, Fatty Lai had already said he was just grabbing it for fun. You were playing, and they were saving people. How could that be the same? If you didn't give it to them, you'd be watching someone die. You're also in the medical field. Don't you know the saying a doctor's heart is compassionate? Are you going to watch someone die? Of course, Kang Xiaolong wasn't afraid that Fatty Lai would change his story and say he bought it to save people, because it was too late to change his story now. How could such a coincidence happen? Saving someone else's life just because they saved someone else's? He didn't believe Fatty Lai would do that, as it would only lead to further disdain. Fatty Lai frowned. He had already wanted to give up. So he hadn't played any tricks on the Kang family, just a few casual taunts. But he hadn't expected this Kang family kid to be so vicious. With just a few words, he had put him in such an unkind and unjust position. Fatty Lai, a shrewd man his whole life, had fallen on hard times. It wasn't Fatty Lai's fault, really. Lin Yi had made him give up, so why would he bother trying to deal with the Kang family? Who said we were competing with you for that 1,000-year-old snow lotus? Before Fatty Lai could say anything, Feng Xiaoxiao stood up. Oh? Did I hear wrong? Kang Xiaolong smiled faintly, not angry, but secretly frowning. This Feng Xiaoxiao was no pushover. She'd nearly gotten Wu Chenshin killed yesterday. This girl was quite the shrew. What 1,000-year-old snow lotus? I want to buy that box. Feng Xiaoxiao pointed at the box containing the 1,000-year-old snow lotus on the auction table and said, I just think it's pretty and I want to use it as a makeup case. What does the 1,000-year-old snow lotus have to do with it? Feng Xiaoxiao's words immediately brought the auction to a standstill. Could it be that Fatty Lai had been bidding for so long just to buy this girl a makeup case? Kang Xiaolong sneered inwardly. You're spending 100 million on a makeup case? Are you kidding me? Knowing Feng Xiaoxiao's quirky and deceptive nature, Kang Xiaolong didn't believe her words at all. In his opinion, Feng Xiaoxiao stood up at this time, probably to help Fatty Lai out. After all, he had said before that the 1,000-year-old snow lotus was bought to save people. Fatty Lai had to bow his head and give it up at this time, but wouldn't that be embarrassing? Feng Xiaoxiao's action prevented Fatty Lai from losing face, because what she bought was a makeup box, not a 1,000-year-old snow lotus, so she didn't deliberately snatch it from you. Oh? So you bought a makeup box? Sister Xiaoxiao's taste is really unique. Kang Xiaolong is not Wu Chenshin. How could he believe Feng Xiaoxiao's nonsense? Yet, why don't you give it to me? I finally like something. Feng Xiaoxiao looked at Kang Xiaolong with a smile, as cute as she could be, so cute that it was deadly. Kang Xiaolong snorted in his heart, playing this trick on me? It's useless. Do you think I'm Wu Chenshin? Are you so easily fooled? Okay, Feng Xiaoxiao, I haven't settled the score with you yet for making me spend 15 million yesterday, but you came to my door today. If I don't teach you a lesson, do you really think I, Kang Xiaolong, am easy to bully? Thinking of this, Kang Xiaolong made up his mind. He didn't look at Feng Xiaoxiao anymore, but turned to look at Fatty Lai, and asked calmly, Mr. Lai, so it is this box you want? Not the 1,000-year-old snow lotus. Yes, I just helped her take a picture of this box. Fatty Lai vaguely understood what Feng Xiaoxiao meant. Naturally, he had to cooperate with her at this time, but he seemed a little unnatural because he didn't know Feng Xiaoxiao's detailed plan. This unnaturalness made Kang Xiaolong feel refreshed. It was obvious that Fatty Lai was not sincere. People say that people puff up their faces to pretend, but I wonder how fat Fatty Lai will be after his face is swollen. Chapter 537 Who is cheating whom? Kang Xiaolong thought, even if you are fat, I will make you fatter today. Let your face be swollen even more. Play with me? I will play you to death. So, Kang Xiaolong nodded and said with a smile, I'm sorry, I misunderstood Mr. Lai just now. It seems that Mr. Lai did not want to snatch this 1,000-year-old snow lotus from me, but wanted to buy that beautiful box. I misunderstood Mr. Lai and thought he had no heart as a doctor. Shame on me. Nonsense. What do I want with that 1,000-year-old snow lotus? It's not delicious and not fun. Feng Xiaoxiao snorted and said, since you know, why don't you give it to us? Kang Xiaolong sneered in his heart and thought, even if you don't say it, I will give it to you. However, what I give to you is not the 1,000-year-old snow lotus, but the box. Don't you like that box? Don't you want to use it as a makeup box? Okay, I'll fulfill your wish. Let you pretend with me. Who am I, Kang Xiaolong? Dare to play this trick on me, I will make you suffer. Haha, of course, Kang Xiaolong said with a smile, since it's a misunderstanding, it's easy to deal with. Doesn't Sister Xiaoxiao like this box? Then how about this? After I take the picture of the 1,000-year-old snow lotus, I will sell this box to you for 50 million. I won't let you spend more money. How about we each take half and get what we need? After Kang Xiaolong finished speaking, he looked at Fatty Lai and Feng Xiaoxiao sinisterly, to see how they would end it. Kang Xiaolong was sure in his heart that what Feng Xiaoxiao said about buying a box as a makeup box was pure nonsense. Hasn't he heard the story of buying the casket and returning the pearl? Who would do such a stupid thing? So, Kang Xiaolong took advantage of Feng Xiaoxiao's lies and turned the tables on them. In this way, they were caught in a dilemma. If they wanted to save face, they had to put on a brave face, swallow their anger, and take out 50 million to buy the box back. If they were shameless, then Kang Xiaolong naturally wouldn't force them to buy it. However, in Kang Xiaolong's view, Fatty Lai's company had just been established and he was a well-known figure. Naturally, he wouldn't lose face because of these things. That would be too embarrassing. Dr. Kang and Kang Ifeng looked at Kang Xiaolong in surprise. They didn't expect Kang Xiaolong to be so shrewd. Not only did he seize the initiative in the auction with just a few words, but he also wanted to sell the broken wooden box containing the snow lotus to Fatty Lai for 50 million. This is simply naked forced buying and selling. The Kang family was just worried about not having funds, and in the blink of an eye, they extorted 50 million from others. Although most people at the auction didn't believe that Feng Xiaoxiao's words were true, there was really nothing to criticize about Kang Xiaolong's behavior. You want to buy the box, and they sell it to you. What's wrong with that? Feng Xiaoxiao pretended to be angry and widened her eyes, pointing at Kang Xiaolong, speechless. Kang Xiaolong was brimming with pride, thinking, you little brat, your IQ is only good enough to coax that idiot Wu Chenshin. Compared to me, Kang Xiaolong, you're nowhere near as smart, so what? You've shot yourself in the foot, haven't you? This time, you have no choice but to buy it. Okay, 50 million then. In that case, thank you, Xia Kang, for making it happen. Fatty Lai's expression was also incredibly captivating. He gritted his teeth and said bitterly. After saying this, Fatty Lai sat back down with a gloomy expression, but inside, he was thrilled. He hadn't expected the little girl next to the boss to be so capable. She'd gotten the box with just a few words, and even at a discount of half. This was simply incredible. He secretly gave Feng Xiaoxiao a thumbs up from below. Feng Xiaoxiao grinned and said to Lin Yi, hey, did I keep my word, huh? Lin Yi hadn't expected Feng Xiaoxiao to have so many tricks up her sleeve. She'd just ripped someone off yesterday, and now she's ripping them off again. Not only that, but she'd also made the victim think they'd gotten a great deal. You don't want to show some appreciation? Feng Xiaoxiao was a little unhappy. She was trying to win the credit with Lin Yi, but judging by Lin Yi's expression, he didn't look particularly happy. Didn't I pay attention to you? Lin Yi asked back. Humph, Feng Xiaoxiao turned her head away in anger. What kind of person is this? She was so kind to help him, but she didn't even say thank you. On the other hand, both Dr. Kang and Kang Giffen were wearing happy expressions, and Dr. Kang even praised, Giffen, your son is not simple. It seems that our Kang family will prosper in his hands in the future. The price of the 1,000-year-old snow lotus worth more than 100 million has been cut in half. Haha, it's just some occasional measures, Kang Xiaolong said modestly. More than 100 million, the cost is simply too high. Even if we make a beauty and muscle-nourishing golden medicine, these quantities can only make more than 30 portions. Even if each portion is sold at a sky-high price of 5 million, it is just enough to cover the cost. Although we will do anything to enter the aristocratic family, it would be better to save a little, isn't it? That Feng Xiaoxiao, she probably hates you to death. Dr. Kang smiled happily. People in the same industry are enemies. Even if today's incident hadn't happened, they would have hated each other. Kang Xiaolong didn't care. Instead, he said proudly, yesterday's meal was cheated by that girl. If I don't get it back from her twice as much, how can I be worthy of her? But will they regret it later? Find some excuses to turn it down. Kang Giffen was a little worried, afraid that the meat on his lips would be gone again. That's 50 million. For the Kang family in extraordinary times, it is definitely a huge sum of money. Of course it's possible. That girl is talking nonsense. Maybe she says she doesn't like it anymore and wants to regret it. Kang Xiaolong had already thought of this, so, we have to seize the time and strike while the iron is hot. I will go backstage to handle the handover procedures now and sell the box to Fatty Lai in front of everyone. I don't believe he dares to refuse to buy it. After hearing this, Dr. Kang and Kang Giffen nodded in agreement. Kang Xiaolong's idea is really good. In fact, when Kang Xiaolong handed the box to Fatty Lai had a look of pain on his face. He looked at the box in Kang Xiaolong's hand and hesitated to take out the check. Mr. Lai, I've brought the box. Please take a look. Kang Xiaolong was not in a hurry. He held the box with an air of confidence. This box is really beautiful. It's really good as a makeup box. It's a bit too expensive, isn't it? Feng Xiaoxiao curled her lips. Hey, brother Xiaolong. We had dinner together, can't you give it to me? Haha, sister Xiaoxiao, I bought this box with my own money too. It's just because of our friendship that I'm selling it to you at a low price, Kang Xiaolong said lightly, but in his heart, Feng Xiaoxiao really wanted to go back on her word. But how could Kang Xiaolong let her go back on her word so easily? Chapter 538, cut again. Then make it cheaper, Feng Xiaoxiao said with some lack of interest when she saw that she couldn't fool Kang Xiaolong. Haha, I'm selling it to you at a loss of half, isn't it cheap? Kang Xiaolong smiled and said, I spent more than 100 million to buy it, aren't you buying that snow lotus? This is just an accessory, Feng Xiaoxiao snorted and said, 10 million. If it's okay, I'll let him buy it. If not, then don't take it. Anyway, I'm a little girl, so what if I regret it? Feng Xiaoxiao's words were almost rogue, but her subsequent words also pointed out that she was a girl and young. Even if she was a rogue, Kang Xiaolong, couldn't do anything to her. Kang Xiaolong took a breath after hearing this. He had underestimated Feng Xiaoxiao. He had previously been sure that Fatty Lai would not regret it in front of everyone for the sake of face, but he didn't expect Feng Xiaoxiao to regret it. Feng Xiaoxiao regretted it, and no one could really say anything. She said she didn't like it anymore and didn't want it. Naturally, Fatty Lai didn't have to buy it. Everything was caused by Feng Xiaoxiao. If she didn't want it, why would Fatty Lai buy it? There was no question of losing face. Kang Xiaolong frowned. This was really a bit difficult to deal with. It was beyond his expectations. Feng Xiaoxiao really wouldn't give the money so easily. 10 million? That's too little, isn't it? Not even a fraction. Kang Xiaolong naturally couldn't insist on 50 million. If he insisted on it, there would be no room for negotiation. She simply didn't want it. However, he couldn't accept the 10 million that Feng Xiaoxiao mentioned. You want to save face and spend less money at the same time. How can it be so easy? Okay, 20 million is the maximum. I'll make a note of this, Fatty Lai said calmly. Don't think you're smart. We'll see what happens in the future. Deal. Kang Xiaolong heard Fatty Lie's tone and knew that he couldn't insist anymore. The other party had changed his mind. Still, something is better than nothing. 20 million was already pretty good, so what else could he ask for? After Kang Xiaolong left, Fatty Lie was completely impressed by Feng Xiaoxiao. How could she be so cunning? Kang Xiaolong must be incredibly unlucky to have run into her. I didn't realize you had so many tricks up your sleeve. Lin Yi couldn't help but admire Feng Xiaoxiao, and in a blink of an eye, he cut another 30 million. That's right. Humph, you know what happens if you mess with me, right? Feng Xiaoxiao looked at Lin Yi complacently. See if you dare mess with me again. How? Lin Yi shrugged, not answering Feng Xiaoxiao's question. Kang Xiaolong returned to his seat with a check for 20 million. Although he didn't get the expected 50 million, Dr. Kang and Kang Giffen were still very happy. If they were left to handle it, it would be a question whether they could even win the bid for the 1,000-year-old Snow Lotus, let alone sell a broken box for 20 million. While the turmoil surrounding the Millennium Snow Lotus garnered considerable attention, it faded just as quickly. The auction drew to a close, and the Kang family's hardcover edition of the Golden Healing Medicine, a staple of the annual auction, was easily snatched up without incident. Before the auction concluded, the Kang family's most exciting moment arrived. The auctioneer cleared his throat and announced to the crowd, "Today, in addition to the items already listed, we've added a mysterious item as the grand finale of today's auction." Wow! The crowd's attention was instantly drawn to the auctioneer. This unexpected addition of items to the auction was not uncommon, having happened before, but it was rare for an item to be the last to appear, and to be considered the grand finale. Everyone's eyes widened, eager to see what the auctioneer was talking about. The final, mysterious item is the latest technological product from Kangshan Medical Company, the Beauty and Skin Healing Golden Medicine. The auctioneer announced the item's name and continued, "There are only 2 of these. They're pre-sale items, and delivery will be in 2 months. Beauty and Skin Healing Golden Medicine? What the heck is this? Is it even a type of healing medicine? The most surprising thing is, there are only 2 of these, and they're pre-sale, not in stock. So, what kind of high-end medicine is this?" The auctioneer was delighted with the atmosphere. Seeing everyone buzzing with speculation, he knew this item had the potential to fetch a stratospheric price. So, he hesitated to continue introducing it, waiting until everyone had finished discussing it before introducing it. This Beauty and Skin Healing Golden Medicine, as the name suggests, after the auctioneer explained the benefits of the Beauty and Skin Healing Golden Medicine, everyone in the room was in a state of shock. This type of scar-repairing medicine does exist on the market, but its effectiveness isn't as miraculous as the one the auctioneer described. Not only does it eliminate scars, but it also improves skin. It sounds like a scam, but those who have used Dr. Kang's Golden Cure medicine know it's true. The men were relatively calm upon hearing this news, but the women around them went a bit wild. The thought of such a miraculous thing was unbelievable. A wealthy businessman's wife attending the auction said to her husband, "I still have my cesarean scar, it's so ugly. You must buy me a bottle." The businessman, a hand-picked husband, nodded profusely upon hearing his wife's words. Buy it, why not? Besides, wouldn't it be nice to see him cured? So, the businessman was eager to try it out. He had considerable wealth, so he was determined to get it. Several other wealthy businessmen had similar experiences, and the wives and daughters of the wealthy families were equally eager to try it out, ready to show off their skills. As for the men, their interest was less intense. What men cared about scars? They weren't going to be models. The starting price for this beauty and skin nourishing golden medicine is 1 million yuan, and each bid must be no less than 500,000 yuan. The auctioneer was delighted with the result. Unaware that the same medicine would be auctioned tomorrow, he assumed today's item was a rare find and planned to fetch a whopping price. 1.5 million, someone began bidding. 2 million, the bidder gave the first bidder a disdainful look. How dare you raise the price like that? Such a great product, and you're told to raise it by 500,000, 3 million, someone immediately blocked out the second bidder. Soon, the price soared to 5 million. Of the people present, only 3 groups of people refused to bid. Chapter 539 You are not sick. One was from the Kang family. Divine Dr. Kang was beaming, enjoying the sense of accomplishment brought by this moment. Kang Giffen and Kang Xiaolong were similarly enjoying this moment. The other was from the Yu family. They watched the frenzied bidding at the auction with a cold eye. I'm afraid those who made a deal today will regret it tomorrow. They didn't want the stock when it was already in stock, but instead chose to buy a pre-sale item. However, the Yu family couldn't say anything. The most puzzled group of people were Fatty Lai and Guanzuman. Fatty Lai didn't expect that Dr. Kang had also come up with such a golden medicine, which made him very depressed. Boss, the Kang family couldn't have seen through our plan, right? Why did they organize such an auction? Did the Yu family leak our news? No. Lin Yi smiled faintly. I know which recipe they have. Oh? Boss, you said you know their formula. Fatty Lai was stunned. Then our formula is different from theirs. No, his is very expensive, and it contains some precious medicinal materials, and mine is very ordinary. Lin Yi smiled. The reason why they want to buy 1,000-year-old snow lotus is probably to prepare this beauty and muscle-nourishing golden medicine. Millennium snow lotus is an indispensable medicinal material in it, so that's the case. No wonder they want to snatch it for 100 million. Fatty Lai nodded in sudden realization. If I had known this, I would have bid a little higher and killed them. Haven't we already teased them enough? Lin Yi eyed the wooden box in his hand with amusement, smiling faintly. 20 million, worth it. Judging from the box's appearance, it was undoubtedly made of Xuanyuan wood. However, Lin Yi had no idea what Xuanyuan wood was used for or how to use it. He had only seen a brief introduction in an ancient medical book, but he'd only glanced at it, not really read it in detail, so he remembered very little. Praise me now. I did it, Pengzhan Group suddenly interrupted. Hey, I'll give you a hardcover bottle of our trauma medicine later, similar to this one. Lin Yi couldn't help but express his gratitude. After all, Pengzhan Group had played a significant role in getting the Xuanyuan wood box. It's boring. I don't need scar removal. Pengzhan Group did have scars, but to her, it didn't matter. Why bother with things outside of the body when you're dying? With that kind of time, you could do something else. After she finished speaking, Pengzhan Group suddenly became curious. Lin Yi, what did you mean just now? Did you give Fatty Lai the formula? Lin Yi knew he had let something slip when Pengzhan Group said this. Pengzhan Group's presence was truly a nuisance, making it difficult to communicate with Fatty Lai. Don't tell anyone, Lin Yi said calmly, glancing at Pengzhan Group. Then let me be your girlfriend? That way you don't have to worry about me leaking the secret. Pengzhan Group chuckled, feeling a little smug at having found something to hold against Lin Yi. Then tell me. Lin Yi shrugged nonchalantly. Although Lin Yi wasn't involved in the pharmaceutical company's affairs, many people knew he was the mastermind behind the scenes, so he wasn't afraid of Pengzhan Group finding out. You? Pengzhan Group was furious. If you don't want to tell me, then tell me, do you know medicine? A little, Lin Yi said, not hiding anything further. Can I have one of those longevity and detoxification pills from yesterday? Pengzhan Group looked at Lin Yi expectantly. Although Pengzhan Group has despaired about her illness, who wants to die? Yesterday, she heard the auctioneer talk about the longevity and detoxification pill as miraculous, saying that it can cleanse the marrow and strengthen the bones. It is simply a panacea. I wonder if it can improve her physical condition? No, Lin Yi shrugged. What are you going to do? I'm eating, Pengzhan Group said. You are not sick, you don't need to eat. Lin Yi waved his hand. I'm not sick? How do you know I'm not sick? Pengzhan Group was stunned. I checked it, Lin Yi said, but I didn't see any special problems. If there's a problem, taking this will not help. Pengzhan Group was a little disappointed, but what Lin Yi said was not wrong. No matter which hospital she went to for examination, the results of her body examination were all normal. If Lin Yi really found something wrong, he would be amazing. Before, you didn't have any vitality, Lin Yi frowned, but then shook his head. You wouldn't understand even if I told you. It's a little strange. This is the first time I've met someone like you. Pengzhan Group was stunned. She hadn't expected Lin Yi to actually notice something was wrong with her. But what exactly was vitality? Pengzhan Group didn't quite understand what Lin Yi meant. Then I'm going to die. Do you believe me? Pengzhan Group hesitated, then suddenly asked. I'm not dying. Lin Yi glanced at Pengzhan Group. I'm still normal. Oh, Pengzhan Group said, no further. She had told Lin Yi about her situation, hoping to see if he had a solution, but she didn't expect him to sympathize with her. At the auction, the price of the beauty and skin healing golden medicine soared, now fetching a whopping 10 million. Dr. Kang was grinning from ear to ear. He hadn't expected it to be so valuable. The cost had dropped a few cents. The first batch of beauty and skin healing golden medicine sold for 11 million, going to a wealthy businessman. Those noble families were not in a hurry to make a move. They knew very well that since the medicine belonged to the Kang family, the Kang family would definitely not refuse to prepare it for them. They also knew the Kang family's intentions. If they wanted to upgrade their family rank, they had to show some sincerity. So the major noble families did not participate, but they still paid attention. The second pre-sale item was also sold at a price of 11.5 million, and the buyer was also a wealthy man. This is what the Kang family hopes to see. They don't want these noble families to make a move at this time, otherwise his plan will not be able to be carried out smoothly. After the auction, he will meet with the heads of each noble family and give each of them a beauty and skin care golden medicine. These people have obtained their own benefits, and I believe that at the noble family annual meeting, it is impossible for them not to support him. The auction ended smoothly on the second day. With the help of Yu Haitian, Dr. Kang met with several heads of the 4 major families and the 5 small families. The head of the Wu family, Wu Gongao, is still in the hospital, but Wu Chenshin can represent the Wu family and has already received a pre-order of the beauty and skin nourishing golden medicine from Kang Xiaolong. As for the Xiao family, there's no need to mention it either. Although Kang Xiaolong doesn't want to marry into the family anymore, the relationship with the Xiao family can't be severed until the Kang family truly becomes an aristocratic family. Please vote for recommendations. If you have recommendations, please cast a few votes. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 540 The Yu Family's Attitude. Hearing that the Kang family had something to discuss, the leaders of the major clans stayed behind out of respect. Most of them understood the significance of the Kang family's move. It was undoubtedly related to the beauty and healing golden medicine. In a conference room at the Yu family auction house, Yu Haitian met with the heads of each clan. Wu Gongao, head of the Wu clan, was absent, and Wu Chenshin took his place. Unexpectedly, Xiao Ben, the second in command of the Xiao clan, was present. Yu Shuxing also didn't show up, which surprised the Kang family. After all, Yu Shuxing was the current leader of the Yu clan, while Yu Haitian was merely responsible for its external business dealings. Although Yu Shuxing wasn't there that morning, Dr. Kang was no fool. He had already guessed that Yu Shuxing was behind Yu Haitian's actions. He had assumed that after he had offered enough leverage, he would be able to see Yu Shuxing that evening. However, Yu Shuxing certainly had the resources to act arrogantly, so his absence didn't go unnoticed by Dr. Kang. Furthermore, this unexpected thought was fleeting, and Dr. Kang was soon overwhelmed by the hope and joy of rising to the top of the clan hierarchy. Dr. Kang, my second cousin has something to do tonight, so he won't be attending. He's entrusted me to represent him, Yu Haitian said calmly, his tone lacking the enthusiasm he had that morning. But Dr. Kang didn't care. He thought Yu Haitian was doing this for show. After all, as the organizers of the annual meeting of the aristocratic families, the Yu family couldn't openly stand behind another family. The chain reaction would be too severe. It's okay. Mr. Yu is busy and doesn't need to participate. Hearing Yu Haitian's explanation, Dr. Kang thought Yu Haitian was giving him face, and his heart grew even happier. Old Kang, why did you call us here? It was Song Xianyuan, patriarch of the Song family, who spoke. His family, one of the 4 great worlds, was an ancient martial arts family. They had also produced a Xuan-level master, Song Xianyuan's younger brother, but due to lack of hope for a breakthrough in his early years, he went out to train and seek opportunities. He has not returned yet, and his life or death is unknown. Otherwise, the Song family would be as prominent as the Wu family. Even so, Song Xianyuan spoke with unwavering confidence, a fact that was also related to his own strength at the peak of the late Huangji realm. Haha, I called all the clan heads here because I have good news to announce. Divine Dr. Kang stood up, nodded to the representatives of each clan, and then continued, after years of dedicated research, our Kang family has finally made a breakthrough, developing the golden beauty and skin healing medicine. I won't go into detail about the efficacy of this medicine, but it's limited to the research stage and cannot be mass-produced, so we've only produced a small batch. Aside from the 2 batches being auctioned, We plan to prioritize the rest for your families. Xuanyuan nodded in satisfaction. That's a very good idea. It's a good idea to keep the wealth within the family. Xuanyuan, still in good health, had remarried after his first wife's death. Just now, his concubine had been urging him to grab the 2 batches of the golden beauty and skin healing medicine. As a foxy man, Xuanyuan would naturally not do such a foolish thing. And just as the auction was over, someone presented themselves to him. Haha, every aristocratic family will get a share, and the price is very favorable, only 5 million a bottle. Dr. Kang saw the expressions on everyone's faces and knew his plan had succeeded. They seemed to have a good impression of him. 5 million, not bad, Xuanyuan nodded. The other aristocratic families present, with the exception of Xiao Ben, didn't care about the 5 million, they cared about face. Anything cheaper than the auction price was a concession, especially at nearly half the price. I planned to prepare 20 bottles in total. After subtracting the 2 bottles sold at the auction, there are still 18 bottles left. There are 9 aristocratic families here, so each family can get 2. Dr. Kang smiled, but if any family doesn't want it, we can give it to others. Who wouldn't want something this good? Only a fool would do. And indeed, a fool appeared. But was he truly a fool? Our Yu family doesn't want it. If any of you want it, take it. Yu Haitian's thoughtless words chilled the atmosphere. Even divine Dr. Kang's expression froze, unsure what Yu Haitian meant. Seeing everyone's expressions, Yu Haitian smiled faintly. As the auction's organizers, the Yu family shouldn't be competing with everyone for items. I already got scolded by my second cousin yesterday, haha. Of course, Yu Haitian wouldn't say anything. The same item would appear tomorrow, and the price would only be 1 million. Concerned about their own interests, the Yu family naturally didn't want to see any increase in the number of aristocratic families, even if it was just a lower-tier family, inferior to even the 5 minor aristocratic families. Taking advantage of others would be a burden. Given this situation, the Yu family naturally wouldn't give the Kang family any excuse. Everyone was relieved after hearing Yu Haitian's words. So, the 2 remaining pre-sale bottles of the beauty and skin healing golden medicine were snatched up by members of other aristocratic families. Although divine Dr. Kang hadn't mentioned upgrading his family, I'm sure everyone present was aware of the Kang family's intentions. Now that they'd benefited from the Kang family, even if they didn't support it, they wouldn't hinder it. So, with the Yu family leading the charge, the Kang family's upgrade should be a done deal, barring any unexpected events. When walking out of the auction venue, Dr. Kang was full of excitement and relief. The performance of Xiaolong's grandson this time was of great merit. Dr. Kang looked at Kang Xiaolong, and the more he looked at him, the happier he became. He felt that the Kang family would prosper under his leadership. Kang Giffen was also very happy. His son performed well, so the position of the head of the family was basically set. Even if the old man passed away one day, Kang Kip would not be able to compete with him. Because Kang Xiaolong had already been designated as the 3rd-generation head of the family, what else could Kang Kipu fight for? Grandpa, you are too kind. I just fulfilled my responsibilities. I am also a member of the Kang family, so naturally I want the best for the Kang family, Kang Xiaolong said modestly. Yes, we're all doing this for the good of the Kang family, divine Dr. Kang nodded. This time, there shouldn't be any surprises with our Kang family's advancement to aristocratic family. Grandpa, I've always felt like Yu Haitian's attitude was a little strange tonight. Kang Xiaolong frowned. He had a vague feeling that something was amiss with Yu Haitian, but he couldn't quite put his finger on it. Strange? Someone from the Yu family wouldn't openly express their support for us in front of others. They'd have to put it on for show? Divine Dr. Kang was so excited he couldn't hear any advice. Is that so? Kang Xiaolong shook his head. Since Grandpa had said so, he could only put his doubts aside. Chapter 541 Don't want Tang Yun anymore. Huh? Lin Yi stretched out his arms and legs on the bed in his hotel room, letting out a long sigh. He had thought he could remain calm when he met the Yu family. In fact, Lin Yi had tried hard to remain calm, but once he was alone and quiet, the image of that stunning face and that resentful, aggrieved look in his eyes kept coming back to him. Zioning, are you okay? Lin Yi shook his head with a hint of self-mockery. It was the past, so why was he still holding on to it? Did he leave because he truly believed his status wasn't worthy of her? Or was it because he couldn't give her a comfortable and stable life? Or was it because he was young and frivolous, unwilling to be bound by love and family? Or had he simply discovered Xiaoning's secret and chosen to escape? Lin Yi didn't know, and he couldn't explain it clearly. His mindset then and now were completely different. Back then, he was constantly nervous, but now, he was relaxed and at ease. Lin Yi climbed out of bed, went to the bathroom, turned on the shower, stepped in, and instantly felt refreshed. Silently practicing the Xuanyuan Yulong Jue internal energy technique, reaching the mid-yellow rank, a smile crossed Lin Yi's lips. Overnight, his strength had recovered to the mid-yellow rank, a remarkable feat. However, this wasn't something to celebrate, because the closer one got to their original strength, the slower the progress. In fact, Lin Yi had recovered to the mid-yellow rank in the first half of the night, but made no progress in the second. After showering and drying his hair, Lin Yi glanced at his phone on the bed and found 2 missed calls. He thought they were from Tang Yun, but they weren't. One was from Feng Xiaoxiao, the other from Kang Xiaobo. Lin Yi called Kang Xiaobo back, who quickly picked up. "Boss, why didn't you answer the phone? I was just taking a shower." "What's up?" Lin Yi asked. "Boss, did you have a fight with Tang Yun and her sister-in-law?" Kang Xiaobo asked. "No, what's wrong?" Lin Yi paused. "It shouldn't be a fight, right? He'd just broken an appointment. Tang Yun wouldn't be so stingy, right? Today at school, I saw Sister Tang Yun's eyes were red, as if she'd been crying all night." Kang Xiaobo asked, "Did something happen at her home?" "Her home?" Lin Yi was slightly taken aback. That was a possibility, he thought. Perhaps something was wrong at Tang Yun's home, and he didn't know her father and mother's phone numbers, so he didn't know how to contact her. She even had her phone turned off, which was really worrying. So he said, "Please ask her tomorrow, or Li Xinwen, and call me back." Since Tang Yun was still able to come to school, it shouldn't be a big deal. However, Kang Xiaobo's comment that Tang Yun looked like she'd been crying all night, with red eyes, made Lin Yi feel a little distressed. He wasn't one for expressing his feelings. Since he was little, he'd been training and carrying out missions. His only family connections were with his master and his old man, but they were both very strict. "Okay, I'll ask now. I have Liu Xinwen's phone number," Kang Xiaobo agreed. After hanging up the phone with Kang Xiaobo, Lin Yi called Feng Xiaoxiao back. "What's the matter? I helped you so much today, don't you want to thank me?" Feng Xiaoxiao said with a smile. "I'm busy. If there's nothing else, I'll hang up." Lin Yi was waiting for Kang Xiaobo to call back, so he naturally didn't want to waste time with Feng Xiaoxiao. "Hey. What do you mean? You don't want it anymore after you use it?" Feng Xiaoxiao was anxious, and angrily accused Lin Yi of being dishonest. "Use it? Throw it away?" Lin Yi's head was full of black lines. This statement was a bit ambiguous, wasn't it? What did you mean by throw it away after you use it? It was as if he had done something to her. "Then how do you want to thank me?" Lin Yi had no choice but to ask. "Treat me a big meal. I want to eat delicious food," Feng Xiaoxiao said. "I can't afford seafood. How about beef noodles? You can eat it if you like," Lin Yi said lightly. "Oh, okay," Feng Xiaoxiao nodded indifferently. "It doesn't matter what you eat, the key is who you eat with." Lin Yi hung up the phone speechlessly. He didn't know what was wrong with Feng Xiaoxiao's brain. She was either hinting or confessing all day long. Lin Yi didn't believe that after he taught her a lesson a few times, this girl would fall in love with him. Isn't that a masochist? Not long after, Kang Xiaobo called back. "Boss, have you broken up with Tang Yun? Why did Liu Xinwen say that you are ungrateful and don't want Tang Yun anymore?" "Huh?" Lin Yi was stunned. "Don't want Tang Yun anymore? Broke up? When did it happen?" "You don't know." Kang Xiaobo was also stunned. "I've been in Yanjing, how would I know?" Lin Yi smiled bitterly. "Liu Xinwen didn't lie to you, did she?" "I don't know either. Who knows what happened? I called her, and Liu Xinwen just scolded me, and then asked me to tell you, boss, that Tang Yun doesn't want to be with you. If you don't want her, there are so many people waiting in line." Kang Xiaobo was also very depressed. This call was equivalent to a waste of time. "I'll ask Xiafan what's going on tomorrow." "Okay, then you can ask for me tomorrow." Lin Yi frowned. Was there any misunderstanding? Tang Yun wouldn't be so petty that she would think that she didn't want her just because she broke a date once, right? Less than a minute after hanging up Kang Xiaobo's phone, Feng Xiaoxiao called again. "Lin Yi, why did you hang up on me? Is this how you treat beautiful girls?" Feng Xiaoxiao was really angry. Why? Why did Lin Yi ignore her? She wanted him to treat her to a meal, but she was very reluctant, as if she really wanted that meal. Is Uncle Feng back? Lin Yi did not dwell on Feng Xiaoxiao's topic, because it would be endless. He simply led the topic to something else. This was what he and Chen Yashu learned. No, what's the matter? Are you anxious to see your father-in-law? Feng Xiaoxiao teased. Lin Yi did not expect Feng Xiaoxiao to turn the topic back with just one sentence. He had to admire Feng Xiaoxiao. This girl and Chen Yashu were really similar. One was pretending to be stupid, and the other was quirky. In fact, both of them were not easy to deal with. Then call me when Uncle Feng comes back. I'm going to sleep. Lin Yi wanted to hang up after he finished speaking. Hey, wait, when are you going to treat me to beef noodles? I want a big bowl with meat, Feng Xiaoxiao asked anxiously. Talk to me when you have time. Lin Yi really couldn't understand what Feng Xiaoxiao was thinking. A bowl of beef noodles, is it that important? Chapter 542, The Young Soldier is Here. Then you can't go back on your word, Feng Xiaoxiao warned. No, Lin Yi said helplessly. Fine, I'll let you go for now. Feng Xiaoxiao finally hung up the phone, satisfied. But afterward, she excitedly pumped her fist. Yes, I'll have you treat me to beef noodles when we get back to school. I'll piss Tang Yun off. In Songshan City, inside the top private room of the Starlight Brilliant Hotel, Li Shihua attentively stood beside a young man, refilling his glass. Then, he said, Young Master Bing, does the boss have any new instructions? Oh, my dad didn't say anything. He just asked you to cooperate with me on this. Zhao Kaibing waved his hand nonchalantly, seemingly ignoring Li Shihua, the Songshan City underworld boss whose every move shook the world. But Li Shihua wasn't upset. He understood his position. In the eyes of the boss behind the scenes, he was just a dog. Although Zhao Kaibing was his illegitimate son, he was still his young master. How could he possibly suffer if he didn't serve him well? Of course, I'll do whatever you tell me, young Master Bing, Li Shihua said respectfully. How is the real estate company I wanted going? I heard real estate is profitable. Have you managed to get the company off the ground? Zhao Kaibing asked bluntly. It's already been established. All the paperwork has been prepared. I've already notified Jin Gubang, and he'll be here soon, Li Shihua said quickly. The only thing left is for you to come up with a name for the real estate company. Jin Gubang? Is he the chairman of Pengzhan Group now? Zhao Kaibing clearly had some recollection of Jin Gubang's name. I still haven't gotten over that old scoundrel Chu Pengzhan. He kicked me out of the company, Li Shihua said, but it doesn't matter. It won't hinder you from starting your own company, young Master Bing. Jin Gubang invested his own money to open a real estate company for you, young Master Bing. Oh, he's quite smart, Li Shihua nodded with satisfaction. Since he's the sole investor, I'll give him 20% of the shares later and make him the general manager. He'll be perfect for me to manage the company. When Jin Gubang finds out, he'll be so grateful and work so hard for you, young Master Bing, Li Shihua said flatteringly. As they were talking, there was a knock on the door of the private room. Li Shihua asked, Who is it? It's me, Jin Gubang. Jin Gubang's voice came from outside. Come in, Li Shihua said calmly. Jin Gubang pushed the door open and entered. He was stunned to see Li Shihua standing respectfully beside a young man, but immediately realized that this man must be the legendary young Master Bing. He quickly smiled flatteringly. Young Master Bing, brother Shihua, are you Jin Gubang? Sit down and tell me about the real estate company. Young Master Bing nodded, pointed to the seat across from him, and said to Jin Gubang. Thank you, young Master Bing. Although Jin Gubang's heart was bleeding, he had no other choice. His previous actions had cost him both his wife and his army. Not only did he not achieve the high position of chairman of Pengzhan Group, but he was also kicked out of the company. Now all his assets had been used to establish a real estate company. After leaving this private room, he was left penniless. Shihua, tell him what I just said so he can understand the situation, Zhao Kaibing instructed Li Shihua. Li Shihua nodded and said, Old Jin, Master Bing is a good master. He will definitely not treat us loyal subordinates unfairly. Yes, Jin Gubang agreed, but in his heart he smiled bitterly. That's for you. He won't treat you unfairly. You got a real estate company from me as a gift for him. Wouldn't he reward you out of sheer joy? But what about me? The real estate company was given to you, and I have nothing left. Master Bing said that this company was funded by you personally, so he plans to reward you with 20% of the shares and hire you as general manager. Do you have any objections? Li Shihu asked. Jin Gubang was stunned. He could even give him shares? And make him general manager? That's a good thing, right? Although rewarding himself with shares of a company he had invested in himself was a bit too much, the situation was pressing. Jin Gubang was already surprised that someone would treat him this way. Besides, he'd been fired by Chu Pengzhan, and the client relationships he'd previously cultivated at Pengzhan Group were practically useless. Without funds, a comeback was practically impossible. And Zhao Kaibing actually gave him a chance, which really surprised Jin Gubang. Furthermore, working under Zhao Kaibing was quite advantageous. With such a powerful backer, the company was sure to flourish. At the very least, Li Shihu was on the same side of the company, and since everyone was working for young Master Bing, his status would rise, and he'd finally settle accounts with Chu Pengzhan. Young Master Bing. You've been so kind to me. Jin Gubang, can't speak, but I'll do my best to live up to your trust, even at the cost of my life. Jin Gubang clenched his fists, feeling hopeful again. Alright, don't think I don't know what you're thinking. Do you want to use my power to develop the company and then seek revenge on Chu Pengzhan? Zhao Kaibing said calmly. Young Master Bing, I didn't mean that. Jin Gubang was shocked. He originally thought that this young Master Bing was a playboy, but he didn't expect that he also had such sharp insight. He actually saw through his thoughts in just such a short while. Whether you have it or not, you know it best in your own heart. Zhao Kaibing curled his lips, but you don't have to be afraid. I like my men to be ambitious, and I am also happy to see you use the power I give you to kill your enemies. But what I want is your loyalty. As long as you are loyal to me, I can give you what you want. Yes. Young Master Bing, don't worry, I will do what you ask. At this point, Jin Gubang gritted his teeth. I am your dog, young Master Bing, I will bite whoever you tell me to bite. Although it was a bit insulting to say this, Jin Gubang also figured it out. It was not easy for him to find such a backer. Whether he could become prosperous in the future depends on Zhao Kaibing. Zhao Kaibing nodded in satisfaction and said, okay, since we are all family, there is no need to be polite. Let's eat, drink, and study the company's development issues together. Okay. Jin Gubang was still a little nervous. He didn't know whether what Zhao Kaibing said before was a test or sincere, so he didn't dare to express his opinion easily. Chapter 543 Zhong Pinliang in action. Don't be nervous. Don't you just want to take over Chu Pengzhan's company? Zhao Kaibing said with a nonchalant smile. Actually, I want to. Huh? Jin Gubang was stunned, somewhat confused by Zhao Kaibing's meaning. Chu Pengzhan's daughter is quite beautiful. I've wanted to play with her for a long time, but I just haven't had the chance. And before Chu Pengzhan fell from power, I couldn't do it. Zhao Kaibing chuckled. You took down his company, so I don't mind playing with his daughter. Oh, sure. Don't worry, Master Bing. Under your leadership, I'll take him down sooner or later. Jin Gubang, feeling relieved, immediately patted his chest and promised. Alright, let's put this aside for now. Tell me, how can our real estate company make money? Zhao Kaibing wasn't short of money. He was starting the company purely for fun, but it wasn't entirely for fun. He also wanted to make a difference. Although he was an illegitimate child, Zhao Kaibing wanted his abilities to be recognized and to be able to return to his roots. Right now, the best locations and the most promising areas in Songshan City are the shantytowns. If we can get the development rights for the shantytowns, our company will be booming and making a fortune. Jin Gubang said, this is what I suggested to Brother Chihu before. Oh? If you say it's so good, why hasn't anyone developed this area yet? Zhao Kaibing was no fool. After hearing what Jin Gubang said, he immediately asked. There are too many unruly people. Jin Gubang explained. Pengzhan Group also wanted to develop this area before, but those people in the shantytowns united and asked for too high a demolition fee. It's not cost-effective at all. Chu Pengzhan is also stubborn and refuses to make money on quality, so naturally there is no profit to be made. The same is probably true for other developers. Oh? So we can make a profit if we do it? Zhao Kaibing asked in return. Even with Brother Chihu stepping in, can't we deal with those unruly people? They want to ask for exorbitant prices, blackmail us, and kill them. Jin Gubang said with a crooked mouth, then find some money on the quality of the project. The quality of the house doesn't have to be too good. It's a one-time scam. Don't give people a chance to criticize the quality of the house. I heard that the country has a new policy. The developer is responsible for the quality of the house for life. This will hurt the foundation if there is trouble in the future. Zhao Kaibing waved his hand and said, as for those who are demolishing households, it doesn't matter. Let's find benefits from them, no problem. Jin Gubang felt more and more that this young soldier was not a fool. On the contrary, he was very thoughtful. He was not the kind of person who acted recklessly. He knew what could be moved and what could not be moved. When we are free these few days, let's go to the shanty town together, Zhao Kaibing said. Get the development procedures as soon as possible. That's easy. The city has wanted to renovate that place for a long time, but there is no developer to take it over. I will go to complete the procedures tomorrow, Jin Gubang said easily. By the way, Mr. Bing, what do you think the name of this company is? Let's call it Kaibing Real Estate, Zhao Kaibing said casually. Zhong Pinliang has been in an unusually good mood these past 2 days. He feels that his luck has really turned. Lin Yi, whom he hates so much, has not come to school for several days. Without Lin Yi's interference, he can also implement his plans smoothly. Xiaofu, how are your preparations going? Zhong Pinliang asked Gao Xiaofu. Brother Liang, the cave has been found. It's absolutely safe, Gao Xiaofu chuckled and said, I have installed an anti-theft door inside. No matter how powerful Chu Mengyao is, she can't escape. Not bad. Your idea is very novel. It's much better than ordinary robbers. You are simply a born villain. Zhong Pinliang was delighted when he heard what Gao Xiaofu did. Isn't it because of your good leadership, Brother Liang? Otherwise, I couldn't think of such a good idea. Gao Xiaofu was very proud. Before, Zhong Pinliang said to tie Chu Mengyao in the cave, but Gao Xiaofu was also afraid that something might happen to Chu Mengyao after Zhong Pinliang left. What if there are wild animals in the wilderness? So Gao Xiaofu had an idea and installed an anti-theft door. Now it's good. No one can open it without a key. Is there food and fun in there? Zhong Pinliang asked. Of course, I'm ready, Gao Xiaofu nodded. The rest is up to you, Brother Liang. To see how you can trip Chu Mengyao? That depends on me. I've thought about it a long time ago, Zhong Pinliang said confidently. I know Chu Mengyao quite thoroughly. I can handle this matter myself. During the break before evening self-study, Zhong Pinliang walked mysteriously to the desk of Chu Mengyao and Chen Yashu, and whispered, Yao, I have something very important to ask you. Chu Mengyao looked up and glanced at Zhong Pinliang, frowned. I told you not to call me Yao, or call me Sister Yao, or call me my full name. Why is your memory so bad? Oh, Sister Yao, I think Xiao Liangzi should take some brain damage in movies to make up for it. Chen Yashu nodded. Instead of getting angry, Zhong Pinliang said seriously, okay, then I'll call you Mengyao. I really have something to talk to you about. These names don't matter. What's the matter? Chu Mengyao asked impatiently. She was about to go out with Xiaoshu to buy some snacks to fill her stomach, but Zhong Pinliang blocked her seat. She didn't know what he had to say. Xiaoshu, can you step aside for a moment? Zhong Pinliang asked Chen Yashu carefully. Oh, Chen Yashu was slightly stunned. Every time Zhong Pinliang pursued Chu Mengyao, he would not let her step aside, and would even take the initiative to let her stay and help. What does this guy want to do today? Ahem, today's matter is more confidential, and may involve some of Mengyao's privacy, so, Zhong Pinliang said tactfully. Zhong Pinliang, if you have something to say, just tell me. If not, Xiaoshu and I are going out shopping. Chu Mengyao's patience reached its limit. Xiaoshu is my good sister. I don't have anything to hide from her. Okay, then I'll tell you. Zhong Pinliang actually didn't want Chen Yashu to get involved, because Chen Yashu's identity made Zhong Pinliang have to be cautious. Do you have something to say or not? Chu Mengyao glared at Zhong Pinliang. With it, Mengyao, you are an only child, right? Zhong Pinliang asked cautiously. Only child? Chu Mengyao was stunned. What do you mean? In other words, Uncle Chu has only you, right? Zhong Pinliang quickly explained. Aren't you talking nonsense? What exactly do you want to say? The more Chu Mengyao listened, the more she felt that Zhong Pinliang was just making small talk. Chapter 544 Someone who looks like you. Oh, Sister Yao, I know, Chen Yashu suddenly said. Xiao Liangzi saw he couldn't catch up with you, so he set his sights on your sisters. Chu Mengyao was stunned by Chen Yashu's words. Could Zhong Pinliang really mean that? She looked at him in confusion. Zhong Pinliang's expression froze at Chen Yushu's words. He hadn't expected Chen Yushu to be so convincing, to come up with such a brilliant excuse. He coughed twice and explained, "That's not what I meant." "Oh, did he find out that Arrow brother is Uncle Chu's illegitimate son?" Chen Yushu continued to ask curiously. "Xiao Shu. Don't talk nonsense." Chu Mengiao's heart tightened at Chen Yushu's mention of Arrow brother, and she glared at her. How could Zhong Pinliang know about this? Chen Yushu stuck out her tongue. "Isn't it just a joke, Arrow brother?" "What's that?" Zhong Pinliang was confused. What were these two girls talking about? "Nothing, just tell me if you have something to say." Chu Mengiao was clearly unwilling to explain. Zhong Pinliang didn't bother with anything else. He didn't care about Brother Arrow and just wanted to figure out his own business first. So he said, Mengiao, do you have any sisters or something?" "Sisters?" Chu Mengiao was stunned. "What sister?" "My sister is Chen Yushu. I'm not talking about this sister, I mean Uncle Chu." "Do you have any other daughters?" Zhong Pinliang asked carefully. "Other daughters?" "Zhong Pinliang, what do you mean? Why are you hesitating? Can't you say it all at once?" Chu Mengiao was a little angry. What did this guy mean? He kept saying that her father had an illegitimate child or daughter outside? "Hey, Mengiao, maybe I saw it wrong. It's okay, it's okay." Zhong Pinliang waved his hand, trying to play hard to get, and was about to leave. At the end, he added, "How can there be such a similar person in the world?" Chu Mengiao had no interest in what Zhong Pinliang said. She let him go and didn't want to call him. But after hearing the second half of his sentence, she was slightly stunned and shouted, "Zhong Pinliang, what similar person are you talking about? Is there someone who looks like me?" "Yes, last night, I went to Xuanyuan Mountain Resort with my father. When we were climbing the mountain, I saw a woman who looked very similar to you. It should be said that she was simply cast in the same mold. I thought it was you at the time, so I called out your name." Zhong Pinliang said this, and seeing that it really aroused Chu Mengiao's interest, he felt proud immediately, and continued. "The woman's body shook, turned around, looked at me, and then hurried away." "What? She really looks like me?" Chu Mengiao's breathing obviously became a little rapid, and she looked at Zhong Pinliang and asked. "Yes, but after she turned around, I looked carefully and she must be older than you." Zhong Pinliang shook his head. "I thought she was your sister or something. Otherwise, why would she turn around when I called Chu Mengiao? Did she say anything?" Chu Mengiao asked anxiously. "She didn't say anything. She just glanced at me and walked away quickly." Zhong Pinliang shook his head. "I was curious, so I followed her, but I lost her." "Ah!" Chu Mengiao exclaimed, her eyes fixed on something, and she stood beside her seat, lost in thought. "Mom! It must be Mom!" A voice in Chu Mengiao's heart called out, making her heart beat faster. How could there be someone so similar in the world? So, that person must be Mom. Chu Mengiao had seen photos of her mother when she was young, and she looked exactly like her. In fact, she didn't inherit Chu Pengzhan's genes, but inherited her mother's outstanding appearance. So, when Zhong Pinliang mentioned this person, Chu Mengiao's first thought was that he had seen her mother. Seeing Chu Mengiao's expression, Zhong Pinliang knew that his plan had succeeded. He had been pursuing Chu Mengiao for 3 years. How could he not know Chu Mengiao's family background? He had long known that Chu Mengiao's mother ran away from home because of a conflict with Chu Pengzhan when Chu Mengiao was young. Over the years, there has been no news. It is impossible to say that Chu Mengiao doesn't miss her mother, and Zhong Pinliang has seized Chu Mengiao's psychological weakness and lured her into being deceived step by step. Now it seems that he has succeeded halfway. "Since you don't have any sisters, it must be that I saw it wrong. Forget it, just pretend I didn't say anything." Zhong Pinliang shook his head and turned to walk out of the classroom. He counted numbers silently as he walked. 1, 2, 3. Wait, Zhong Pinliang really remembered Chu Mengiao's voice behind him. A smile crossed the corner of Zhong Pinliang's mouth. "I don't believe you won't take the bait. Mengiao, is there anything else?" Zhong Pinliang turned around with a flattering face. "Are you going to give me a chance to pursue you?" "Stop it," Chu Mengiao frowned. "If you say that, I won't talk to you anymore. Anything else, then let me talk to you nicely." "Mengiao, what do you want to talk to me about?" Zhong Pinliang said that deliberately before, in order to make Chu Mengiao think that he no longer cared about the woman who looked like her, but was concerned about how to pursue her, so that she would not have any suspicions. Let me ask you, did you really see a woman who looks similar to me in Xuanyuan Mountain? Chu Mengyao asked. Yeah, it's just that she's older than you, so naturally I wouldn't be interested, Zhong Pinliang vowed. Mengyao, don't worry, your position in my heart is irreplaceable. She just looks like you, I won't fall in love with someone else. Who asked you this? Chu Mengyao was a little unhappy. Zhong Pinliang, don't say those useless things. I ask you, where exactly did you see it? Where? It's hard to say. The mountain is so big. If I go there, maybe I can find it. Even if I say that, I can't explain it clearly. Zhong Pinliang scratched his scalp in embarrassment. Take me there. Chu Mengyao didn't care about so much anymore. The longing for her mother for many years burst out in an instant at this moment. She didn't care about going to school or not, and she didn't have the rationality to consider whether Zhong Pinliang's words were true or false. She had only one thought, the only thought, and that was to see her mother as soon as possible. Now? It's quite late, and school hasn't been over yet, Zhong Pinliang said with some embarrassment. How about we find a place to eat first, and then talk about going up the mountain? Zhong Pinliang, are you deliberately looking for an excuse to get close to me? I don't want to eat now. Will you take me with you or not? Chu Mengyao was so concerned that she was confused. She just thought that Zhong Pinliang wanted to take this opportunity to get closer to her, but she didn't expect that these were all lies made up by Zhong Pinliang. Chapter 545 You Destroy Family Harmony. Hey, since you've spoken, Mengyao, how can I not obey? Zhong Pinliang acted a little disappointed, but the more so, the less suspicious Chu Mengyao became. Then let's go quickly. Chu Mengyao was anxious, afraid that if she was too late, her mother would go somewhere else. Over the years, Chu Mengyao has been thinking about her mother all the time. Although she never said it out loud, under her strong appearance, she has a deep longing for her mother. After all, she is a 19-year-old girl. No matter how mature she pretends to be, or how much she acts like a big sister in front of Chen Yushu, she still can't suppress her desire for family affection. Should I tell Dad? Chu Mengyao shook her head. Over the years, her father had never mentioned anything about her mother in front of her. It seemed that he had forgotten about her mother and focused all his attention on the company. This made Chu Mengyao a little unhappy, but there was nothing she could do. After all, her father was equally important in her mind. She didn't know what her parents had argued about, nor why her mother had run away from home, gone for so many years. But Chu Mengyao figured if she could meet her mother first and persuade her to stay, it wouldn't be a problem with her father, and she might even give him a surprise. With this in mind, Chu Mengyao decided to meet her mother privately. She had completely believed Zhong Pinliang's words, mistaking that person for her own mother. Okay, Zhong Pinliang nodded helplessly and called to Gao Xiaofu, who was not far away. Xiaofu, come here. What's up, Brother Liang? Gao Xiaofu asked, approaching with some confusion. He had to admit, his acting skills were quite good. It looked like he'd rehearsed many times. Accompany Mengyao and me to Xuanyuan Mountain, Zhong Pinliang ordered. What for? Gao Xiaofu was stunned. Why are you asking so many questions? Are you going or not? Zhong Pinliang clearly didn't want to explain. Oh, let's go. Gao Xiaofu stopped asking. Chu Mengyao didn't think there was anything wrong with Zhong Pinliang taking Gao Xiaofu with him when he went out. He was Zhong Pinliang's lackey, so it was normal for him to take Gao Xiaofu with him when he went out. Zhong Pinliang and Gao Xiaofu walked in front, while Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu walked behind. The four of them went downstairs one after another and walked out of the school gate. Sister Yao, what's going on? What are you going to Xuanyuan Mountain for? And who is that woman who looks a lot like you? Chen Yushu asked puzzledly as they walked. Don't ask so many questions, just follow them. Chu Mengyao couldn't explain it clearly in a few words now, and it was hard to say whether her mother was still there. Oh, but I think it's a bit inappropriate for two girls like us to follow Zhong Pinliang to the wilderness. Should we notify Brother Arrow? Chen Yushu said when she saw that it was getting late. If you want to call Lin Yi, just admit it. No need to make so many excuses. Chu Mengyao ruthlessly exposed Chen Yushu's thoughts. Do you miss him? Oh, I thought Sister Yao did. Chen Yushu blinked. So do you want to call? Whatever. Chu Mengyao snorted, but then it occurred to her that perhaps Xiaoshu was right. She should indeed tell Lin Yi about her whereabouts. What if something unexpected happened in the wilderness? Chen Yushu did miss Lin Yi a little, but she couldn't quite put her finger on it. She was just used to Lin Yi living with him, and his sudden absence was a bit strange. Poor little wife, always serving as a messenger for the first wife, Chen Yushu muttered to herself, pulling out her phone. What did you say? Chu Mengyao nearly stumbled. What do you mean by first wife, little wife? You're the first wife, I'm the little wife, Chen Yushu said with a smile, unfazed. You damn Xiaoshu, do you want your tongue ripped out? Who is Lin Yi's first wife? Chu Mengyao glared at Chen Yushu. Oh. Sister Yao, it turns out you really like Brother Arrow. Chen Yushu cheered and raised her hands. I only said first and second wives, not Brother Arrows, you. I'm so pissed. Chu Mengyao knew she'd been tricked by Chen Yushu. This girl had been tricking her step by step, but she hadn't said who the first and second wives were. It seemed like the first and second wives were something they had agreed on, and she hadn't specifically mentioned a specific person as her future husband. She'd been fooled. She'd been tricked. Chu Mengyao glared at Chen Yushu. Open your mouth. Chen Yushu smiled and shook her head. Why? Chu Mengyao thought to herself, has this silly girl gotten smart? Did she know I was going to rip her mouth off? I'm not stupid. I opened my mouth and you pulled out my tongue? Chen Yushu screamed before she could finish her words. No. It hurts? Chu Mengyao took advantage of Chen Yushu's opening to rip her mouth open. Silly girl, still silly girl, girls are only liked when they're silly. Chen Yushu covered her mouth and mumbled, Sister Yao, you're so mean. You'll definitely lose favor in the future. What do you mean? Chu Mengyao asked. You bully your concubine and destroy family harmony. In ancient times, you'd be a disgraced queen, Chen Yushu said. You don't want your mouth anymore, do you? Chu Mengyao threatened. Oh, Chen Yushu fell silent and reached for her phone to make a call, but she saw Gao Xiaofu had already hailed a taxi. It was obvious the call wouldn't work. Mengyao, Xiaoshu, get in. Zhong Pinliang saw Gao Xiaofu had hailed a taxi and waved to Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu. Gao Xiaofu stopped a 7-seater touring taxi. Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu were small in stature, so they went straight to the third row of seats. Zhong Pinliang could only sit in the second row with Gao Xiaofu in frustration. Zhong Pinliang was so angry that he really wanted to kick Gao Xiaofu to death. You said you didn't look carefully when you stopped the car? Why didn't you stop a 5-seater Jetta? What's the point of getting a 7-seater car? Zhong Pinliang originally wanted to sit in the back seat with Chu Mengyao. A 5-seater car must have 3 people sitting in the back seat. He thought he could still get close to her, but now everything is ruined. However, because Chu Mengyao was sitting in the back, Zhong Pinliang couldn't get angry and could only endure it silently. In the car, Chen Yushu sent a text message to Lin Yi, telling him that he and Sister Yao had gone to Xuanyuan Mountain with Zhong Pinliang and Gao Xiaofu. When Lin Yi received the text message, the second auction had just begun. He read the message but did not reply, because Chen Yushu only reported their whereabouts in a notification tone, and Lin Yi could not interfere. Chapter 546. The plan went smoothly. The car stopped at the foot of Xuanyuan Mountain. The road above was rugged and impassable, so the taxi had to drive up. Everyone, you can only walk up to the resort above. My car can't go up, it's a staircase. The taxi driver, not knowing if Zhong Pinliang had ever been here before, explained to the others to save them from further questioning. I know, Zhong Pinliang paid the driver, apparently mistaking them for students visiting the resort. With better living conditions these days, it's not uncommon for young men and women to go to resorts together, so the driver, unsuspecting, took the money and drove away. There's a resort up here. Chu Mengyao hadn't been here before. She and Chen Yushu didn't need to go to a resort, it wouldn't be fun with so few people. Yes, I came to this resort last night with my dad, Zhong Pinliang said with a hint of pride. He had indeed come last night, and indeed, he had come with his father. Li Chihu had treated them, along with Jin Kubang and a young man named Bing Xiao. Zhong Pinliang gained a lot of experience and became even bolder. With his previous background, he was a bit hesitant to act. The cave and the plan were already prepared, but Zhong Pinliang couldn't make up his mind, fearing Chu Pengzhan's background. However, after yesterday's events, Zhong Pinliang got to know Li Chihu and Bing Xiao. Bing Xiao was a man with a powerful background, even Li Chihu treated him with respect. With his father working for Bing Xiao and Li Chihu, how could the Zhong family be prosperous in the future? So, today, Zhong Pinliang couldn't wait to carry out his kidnapping plan. Chu Mengyao nodded, not interested in the resort. Her mind was focused on finding her mother. Zhong Pinliang, take me to find that person who looks like me. I can't say for sure, Zhong Pinliang said. Mengyao, don't blame me if you can't find him. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Hurry up, Chu Mengyao said impatiently. Zhong Pinliang chuckled inwardly, but outwardly remained calm as he led Chu Mengyao and Chen Yashu up the mountain. Although it was already half dark, the resort was located on the mountainside, so there were actually quite a few people at the foot of the mountain. This gave Chu Mengyao and Chen Yashu an unconscious sense of security. With so many people around, nothing would happen. If there were no one else, Chu Mengyao would definitely hesitate about whether to follow Zhong Pinliang up the mountain. The mountain path was rugged, but not shaky. The four of them were young, so they quickly reached the resort halfway up the mountain without much effort. Mengyao, are you tired? How about we go to the resort to eat something first? Zhong Pinliang asked. What? I'm not hungry. Take me there. How could Chu Mengyao have the heart to eat right now? Okay, let's go. Zhong Pinliang nodded reluctantly and continued walking up the mountain path. During the day, there would undoubtedly be a large number of people visiting the mountaintop for sightseeing and taking photos. However, now that it was dark, no one was heading up the mountain anymore. In a blink of an eye, the bustle of activity had vanished, and only Zhong Pinliang, Guo Xiaofu, Chu Mengyao, and Chen Yashu remained on the path. That person, was she here yesterday? Chu Mengyao wondered suspiciously. Even if Zhong Pinliang had run into her mother, what was she doing here? Yes, I followed her here from the resort. I thought it was you. But it wasn't, Zhong Pinliang nodded. Why did she come here so late at night? Zhong Pinliang's question dispelled Chu Mengyao's suspicions. It had to be said that Zhong Pinliang had some brains, not a complete fool. This plan had been carefully planned and executed. So, Chu Mengyao said nothing more and followed Zhong Pinliang up the mountain. After walking for a few hundred meters, Zhong Pinliang suddenly turned and headed towards a side road. There were no stone steps on the side road, just a dirt path. Chu Mengyao couldn't help herself and asked, "Why are you on the side road again? How should I know?" "If it weren't for you, Mengyao, I wouldn't have come here," Zhong Pinliang said flatteringly. "She left here yesterday." "Oh, then keep going." Chu Mengyao didn't believe Zhong Pinliang would dare to play any tricks. For the past 3 years, Zhong Pinliang had always gone her way and never dared to do anything excessive. Fortunately, they hadn't gone far this time when Zhong Pinliang pointed to a cave entrance not far away and said, "That's it. I followed her here yesterday," and suddenly, the woman was gone. "If I wasn't so brave, I might have thought I'd seen a ghost." Chu Mengyao glared at him, thinking, "Your mother is the ghost." But she didn't want to offend Zhong Pinliang at this moment, so she patiently asked, "That's it? Did she go into the cave? Then I don't know. Why don't we wait here for a while?" Zhong Pinliang stood still, unwilling to move any further. "Hey, why don't you go to the cave over there and take a look?" Chu Mengyao pointed to a cave not far away and ordered Zhong Pinliang. "Me?" Zhong Pinliang hesitated. "It's so late, there can't be wolves or anything like that, right? This is a resort scenic area, how could there be wolves? Would that scare all the tourists away?" Chu Mengyao thought Zhong Pinliang was timid, but it was indeed scary to run into a cave in the middle of the night. "Okay then." Zhong Pinliang had no choice but to nod. "Xiaofu, come with me and take a look." "Ah, me." Guo Xiaofu was called by Zhong Pinliang, and could only run over with Zhong Pinliang in disappointment. However, as they walked further away, Guo Xiaofu changed his expression, with a smug smile on his face. "Brother Liang, everything is going according to plan, yet they are both girls. Although Chen Yashu is a little brave, I guess she wouldn't dare to come here in the dark." Zhong Pinliang nodded. "Are the incense ready?" "It's ready a long time ago, and it's powered by remote control. But since they didn't come with us, there's no need." Guo Xiaofu took out a box of chewing gum from his pocket and handed one to Zhong Pinliang, saying, "Brother Liang, eat a piece beforehand, or the incense will be ineffective on you later." Zhong Pinliang nodded, peeled the gum, put it in his mouth and began to chew. After the two arrived at the cave, Guo Xiaofu activated the incense device. The incense was battery-powered, so it didn't need a power source. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 547 Great Discovery. Outside the cave, Chu Mengyao anxiously looked in the direction of the cave, wondering what had happened to Zhong Pinliang and Gao Xiaofu. Why wasn't there even a sound? Xiaoshu, why do I have this weird feeling? Chu Mengyao frowned. Something felt off, but she couldn't put her finger on it. Zhong Pinliang's behavior was a little strange today. I've always been confused, Sister Yao. Why did you bring me here? It's not fun at all. Chen Yushu scratched her head and frowned. Sister Yao, you're not planning to have sex with Zhong Pinliang, are you? Shut up. How could that be? Chu Mengyao attacked Chen Yushu fiercely. With him, you might as well kill me. Oh. Then who do you want to have sex with? Chen Yushu demanded. I don't want to think. I don't want to. Chu Mengyao, almost falling for Chen Yushu's trick, angrily said, Xiaoshu, what's going on in your head? Are you thinking about it? I'm just curious. Not really. Chen Yushu, exposed, didn't feel embarrassed, but instead said with a hint of curiosity. Then wait for Lin Yi to come back and try it with him, Chu Mengyao said unhappily. What about you? Chen Yushu asked. Me what? Chu Mengyao was so angry. Why did her best friend always bring up these shitty things? Could it be that she was over-secreting hormones during puberty? Will you try it? Chen Yushu ignored Chu Mengyao's anger and continued to ask. I'll try it with you. Chu Mengyao was about to faint from anger. Oh, I know. Sister Yao, you really like me. No wonder you get jealous when I mention Brother Wrigley. You are a lesbian, Chen Yushu said with sudden realization. Chu Mengyao didn't want to say anything anymore. She also knew that Chen Yushu was joking. It didn't matter whether she explained or not. Explaining too much would only make her angrier. After a while, Gao Xiaofu nodded, sensing the incense had reached a certain density. Zhong Pinliang then walked to the cave entrance and called out to Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu, Mengyao, great discovery, great discovery. Chu Mengyao looked up, took a deep breath, and suppressed the anger she had previously felt at Chen Yushu before asking, what great discovery? Come over and you'll see. There's actually a door in this cave, Zhong Pinliang exclaimed. That's bizarre. Oh, Chu Mengyao was stunned. How could there be a door in a cave? Pulling Chen Yushu along, he quickened his pace and headed towards the cave. Arriving at the cave entrance, they followed the direction Zhong Pinliang's electric prod and, as expected, saw a security door. They were stunned. There's really a door here? What's going on? Is someone living here? I don't know. We've been studying it for ages, but we still can't figure it out, Zhong Pinliang said worriedly. How about we call it a day? There's something a little strange about this place. Go knock on the door. How could Chu Mengyao just give up? Especially seeing a door, which meant someone lived here. Chu Mengyao's first thought was that her mother might be living here in seclusion. Although she found this somewhat magical, her impulse had already outweighed her rationality. Zhong Pinliang could only nod. Since the beautiful woman asked, I'll risk my life. But if anything unexpected happens, don't blame me. We're in this together. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Hurry up. Chu Mengyao was anxious, and seeing Zhong Pinliang dawdling, she became anxious. However, her anxiety made her feel dizzy, and she didn't know what was wrong. Zhong Pinliang walked over and knocked on the door. Chu Mengyao felt increasingly dizzy, and gradually her eyelids began to fail, as if she was about to fall asleep. Xiaoshu, I'm so sleepy. Me too, Sister Yao, I want to sleep, Chen Yushu said, and then she fell headfirst into Chu Mengyao's arms. Chu Mengyao, pushed by Chen Yushu, also fell to the ground and fell asleep. Zhong Pinliang was delighted. It looked like the incense had taken effect, but he didn't rush over to check. What if the two of them woke up after not falling asleep? After waiting for a long time, seeing that neither of them had moved, Gao Xiaofu said, Brother Liang, it's okay. The owner of this incense said that if they fall asleep, they won't wake up for 10 hours, that's good. Get them inside. Zhong Pinliang pointed to the security door and said, Go open it, okay. Gao Xiaofu took out a key and opened the security door. Then, together with Zhong Pinliang, they hurriedly got Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu into the room. However, although Zhong Pinliang and Gao Xiaofu had heard that the incense was very effective, they had never used it before and had no similar experience. They didn't dare to make any noise, and were very cautious for fear of waking Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu. After the deal was done, Zhong Pinliang shook his head with a hint of regret. It would be so nice if I could just touch Chu Mengyao, but he didn't dare. He was afraid he'd wake her up, which would be a problem. Yet, Chen Yushu stayed with me. I like her. Guo Xiaofu's mouth watered. If you want to die, go touch her, Zhong Pinliang said coldly. If there was no other way, I wouldn't bother messing with this girl. Her background is not something we can easily touch, Guo Xiaofu shuddered. He had been blinded by lust, but Zhong Pinliang reminded him of Chen Yushu's brother's glorious past, and he quickly retracted his unrealistic thoughts. I was just saying it, Guo Xiaofu laughed dryly. He knew that these two campus beauties were out of his reach. He wanted to find a girlfriend, but it seemed that apart from these two, there were no others to touch. Tang Yun was also the school's most beautiful girl, but with Lin Yi as a powerful figure around, who would dare touch her? Even more so was the new transfer student, Feng Xiaoxiao. Guo Xiaofu wouldn't dare touch her. Guo Xiaofu felt a little dejected. This was his fate, he was destined to be the school's most beautiful girl. Put these two phones away, Zhong Pinliang handed them to Guo Xiaofu. Brother Liang, you should keep these. I don't dare take them. After being scolded, Guo Xiaofu was extremely cautious, fearing that he would be implicated. Coward, Zhong Pinliang snorted nonchalantly, put the phones in his pocket, and said, let's go. Okay. Guo Xiaofu didn't want to stay there any longer and followed Zhong Pinliang outside. Whoa! Zhong Pinliang walked out of the cave, locked the security door, and breathed a sigh of relief. Although he had done many evil things before, kidnapping Chu Mengyao was his first time, so he couldn't help but feel a little uneasy. After all, Chu Mengyao's background was there. Chapter 548 The Secret in the Cell Phone. Brother Liang, it's okay, haven't we planned it? Guo Xiaofu also saw Zhong Pinliang's nervousness, so he persuaded, if Chu Pengzhan accepts Brother Liang, then everything will be fine. If he doesn't accept it, let's release Chu Mengyao. Chu Mengyao doesn't know it was our plan anyway. Then we can say that we were all plotted against by the owner of the cave. She has no evidence and will thank us for saving her. Maybe we will be the hero who saves the beauty and make Chu Mengyao fall in love with him, Zhong Pinliang nodded. This was also an important reason why he used incense instead of force. Even if this thing didn't work, when Chu Mengyao questioned him afterwards, he could completely deny it, saying that he was also knocked unconscious by the incense, but they just caught the two of them and threw him and Guo Xiaofu to the foot of the mountain. Although this would arouse the suspicion of Chu Mengyao and Chu Pengzhan, suspicion was just suspicion. There was no evidence, and they couldn't do anything to him, so it wouldn't lead to a falling out. This was one of the reasons Zhong Pinliang felt so confident. If Chu Pengzhan disagreed with his relationship with Chu Mengyao, he could just let her go. He wouldn't do anything to her then, and he believed Chu Pengzhan wouldn't hold on to the matter. After descending the mountain, Zhong Pinliang had Guo Xiaofu hail a taxi, and the two quickly returned to school. As for Chu Mengyao's matter, he wouldn't be able to talk to Chu Pengzhan until after school, when Uncle Fu came to pick her up in Chen Yushu. During evening study, Zhong Pinliang and Guo Xiaofu acted as if nothing had happened, as if their disappearance had nothing to do with them. In reality, no one dared to inquire about the two young ladies' whereabouts. They left, and the teacher turned a blind eye. Bored, Zhong Pinliang wanted to see if there were any private photos of Chu Mengyao on her phone, preferably ones showing her without clothes, so that Zhong Pinliang could fantasize about them. Unfortunately, Chu Mengyao clearly wasn't into selfies. Aside from a few photos of Chen Yushu in her daily life, the album contained no photos worth fantasizing about. Zhong Pinliang casually pressed the power button and decided to quietly shove the phone back into Chu Mengyao's bag on her desk. Otherwise, with it in his hands, he'd be in a state of confusion. As for Chen Yushu's phone, Zhong Pinliang didn't want to look, and he didn't dare. If he saw anything inappropriate and Chen Yushu found out, she'd definitely not let him off the hook. Who knows if Chihojie and Bing Xiao could provoke Chen Yushu. However, it wasn't long before Zhong Pinliang's heart started to itch again. If Chu Mengyao's phone contained photos of Chen Yushu, could Chen Yushu's phone also contain photos of Chu Mengyao? Who knew the two of them were taking photos of each other? Unable to resist, Zhong Pinliang pulled out Chen Yushu's phone, restarted it, and opened the photo album. Huh? Zhong Pinliang's eyes widened. The person in Chen Yushu's photo album was Lin Yi. This surprised Zhong Pinliang very much. How could there be photos of Lin Yi in Chen Yashu's phone? After looking through them, he found some photos of Lin Yi at school, and some photos of Lin Yi grilling sharks at the back. There were many similar photos. Zhong Pinliang was immediately furious. Damn, could this girl have fallen in love with Lin Yi? But thinking about Chen Yashu's personality, it was really possible. It was just probably a secret crush. Normally, it was hard to tell what kind of relationship Lin Yi and Chen Yashu had. Thinking of this, Zhong Pinliang breathed a sigh of relief. If Lin Yi and Chen Yashu got involved, he would be in trouble. The more he looked at it, the more depressed he became. Zhong Pinliang turned off Chen Yashu's phone and shook his head. I didn't expect it. I wonder if Chu Mengyao knew that Chen Yashu had a crush on Lin Yi? But this was not his business. Zhong Pinliang didn't have the energy to care about these things, especially when it came to Lin Yi. He didn't want to care. What if he got involved? After finally making it to the end of the school day, Zhong Pinliang casually stuffed Chu Mengyao and Chen Yashu's phones back into their backpacks and walked out of the school gate alone. This time, he didn't bring Gao Xiaofu with him because there was no need to. Involving Gao Xiaofu in this matter would only cause trouble. Uncle Fu's Bentley had almost always been parked at the entrance of the alley in front of the school for the past 3 years, so Zhong Pinliang remembered it very clearly. He easily found Uncle Fu's Bentley. Zhong Pinliang took a deep breath, calming himself, and then walked over and knocked on the window. What's going on? Uncle Fu knew Zhong Pinliang and knew that he was the nephew of Jin Gubang, a former shareholder of the company, and also Chu Mengyao's suitor. Uncle Fu, take me to see Uncle Chu, Zhong Pinliang ordered Uncle Fu in an unquestionable tone. After that, he opened the passenger door and got in. Oh? You want to see Mr. Chu? Uncle Fu frowned. He didn't expect Zhong Pinliang to be so impolite as to get in the car directly. Even if Jin Gubang was still a shareholder of the company, he wouldn't have the right to do so, right? Besides, Jin Gubang wasn't one anymore. So Uncle Fu was keenly aware that something was amiss. If Zhong Pinliang wasn't mentally ill, then he had something to rely on. So Uncle Fu didn't chase him away directly, but instead tried to find out more about Zhong Pinliang. That's right, this happened suddenly, and I have to talk to Uncle Chu, Zhong Pinliang said confidently. Oh, then wait a while, Yao, you come with us too. Seeing Zhong Pinliang's confidence, Uncle Fu didn't say anything more. As for what he had going on, that was Mr. Chu's business, and Uncle Fu had no right to ask. No need to wait, Yao is at my house, Zhong Pinliang said with some pride. She'll be my girlfriend from now on, so the most important thing for you now is to take me to see Uncle Chu as soon as possible. I want to talk about Yao and me. Uncle Fu was slightly stunned, and looked at Zhong Pinliang in disbelief, but he began to doubt in his heart. Chu Mengyao became Zhong Pinliang's girlfriend? This seemed impossible to Uncle Fu. Pulling out his phone, he dialed Chu Mengyao's number, but heard a power-off tone. He then dialed Chen Yashu's number, but got the same message. Uncle Fu calmly put down his phone and said, since you want to see Mr. Chu, let's go. I told you to go quickly, and you still don't believe me. Zhong Pinliang was a little proud. Judging from Uncle Fu's attitude, he seemed to have accepted this fact. I wonder if Chu Pengzhan will be able to pass smoothly? Chapter 549 Son-in-law. Uncle Fu naturally didn't truly believe what Zhong Pinliang said. In his opinion, Zhong Pinliang was most likely making things up. His relationship with Chu Mengyao couldn't possibly be as he claimed. But Chu Mengyao's phone was off, and Chen Yashu couldn't be reached either. Zhong Pinliang, as a key figure, had to be controlled. So, Uncle Fu quietly started the car and said to Zhong Pinliang, Mr. Chu is still at the company, but I need to call first to confirm. No problem, go ahead. Zhong Pinliang was already convinced Uncle Fu wouldn't do anything to him, so he didn't care. Even if Chu Pengzhan had been informed in advance, so what? He would have to see Chu Pengzhan sooner or later anyway. Uncle Fu nodded and called Chu Pengzhan. Chu Pengzhan had been having a smooth ride these past few days. Without Jin Gubang and Zi Guangbo, the company was gone, and Lin Yi, the second largest shareholder, had given Chu Pengzhan full authority over all decisions. As a result, whether it was the board of directors or the shareholders meeting, everything became Chu Pengzhan's sole decision-maker. No small shareholder dared to be so ungrateful as to jump out and oppose Chu Pengzhan. Because the fate of Jin Gubang and Zi Guangbo was there, no one wanted to be the next target. Chu Pengzhan was holding a shareholders meeting at the moment. No one dared to turn on their mobile phones at the meeting, of course, except Chu Pengzhan himself, and no one dared to say anything. After taking a look at the caller ID, Chu Pengzhan answered the phone. Li Fu, is there anything wrong? I am holding a shareholders meeting, Mr. Chu, Mr. Zhong Pinliang wants to see you. Uncle Fu didn't say any nonsense and went straight to the point. The young lady should be in his hands. What? Yao is in Zhong Pinliang's hands. Chu Pengzhan was stunned. He didn't expect Zhong Pinliang to be so bold as to kidnap Chu Mengyao. Chu Pengzhan has gradually become accustomed to his authority in recent times. When he heard that someone dared to take advantage of his daughter, he immediately became angry. Uncle Fu tried to explain, but Zhong Pinliang snatched the phone away. Give me the phone. I want to talk to Uncle Chu. Uncle Fu didn't insist and simply handed the phone to Zhong Pinliang. Truthfully, he hadn't figured out what Zhong Pinliang had done to Chu Mengyao. Uncle Chu, this is Zhong Pinliang. Zhong Pinliang politely took the call, trying to sound respectful. He saw Chu Pengzhan as his soon-to-be father-in-law. Zhong Pinliang, where's Yao? Chu Pengzhan didn't bother with small talk, a chill already etched itself in his voice. Uncle Chu, Yao has agreed to be my girlfriend. We just confirmed our identities today, and she's resting at my house, Zhong Pinliang said. I was thinking of coming over to discuss our engagement with Uncle Chu. Yao agreed to be your girlfriend. Chu Pengzhan was stunned, frowning. Come to my office now. Chu Pengzhan didn't express his doubts. Some things couldn't be explained over the phone. He needed to meet Zhong Pinliang in person before making a final decision. He still hadn't figured out what Zhong Pinliang was up to. Okay, I'll be there right away. Seeing that Chu Pengzhan didn't directly doubt him, but instead asked him to go to the company to talk, Zhong Pinliang thought Chu Pengzhan believed him. Overjoyed, he hung up the phone and ordered Uncle Fu, did you hear that? Uncle Chu asked you to take me to the company? Okay, Uncle Fu said nothing more, put away his phone, turned the car around, and drove towards Pengzhan Group. Looking at the majestic Pengzhan building standing by the road, Zhong Pinliang felt incredibly happy. He was about to become Chu Pengzhan's son-in-law, and Chu Pengzhan had no son. So, this huge family business would be his from now on? Thinking of this, Zhong Pinliang began to think even more. When he saw Chu Pengzhan soon, he would have to impress him and make him accept him as his son-in-law no matter what. Chu Pengzhan was originally in a meeting, but after hearing what had happened to his daughter, he lost the mood for the meeting. He hurriedly ended the meeting and returned to the office. Deep down, Chu Pengzhan didn't quite believe Zhong Pinliang's words. If his daughter had been attracted to him, she would have already done it, not waited until now. Zhong Pinliang's claim that Chu Mengyao had agreed to be his girlfriend was pure nonsense. But what puzzled Chu Pengzhan was why Uncle Fu was even with Zhong Pinliang in such a tantrum. Perhaps there was only one reason: his daughter was missing. Uncle Fu had gone to pick up his daughter from school, and he must have missed her and waited for Zhong Pinliang instead. With this in mind, Chu Pengzhan called Chu Mengyao and Chen Yashu separately. When they both turned off their phones, Chu Pengzhan confirmed his previous suspicions. After this company turmoil, Chu Pengzhan had become more composed than usual. Although anxious, he didn't show it. He sat quietly at his desk, waiting for Zhong Pinliang to arrive. About half an hour later, Uncle Fu brought Zhong Pinliang to Chu Pengzhan's office. Uncle Chu, hello. Zhong Pinliang was extremely polite and bowed directly to Chu Pengzhan, just like a son-in-law coming to visit. Zhong Pinliang, please sit down. Chu Pengzhan made a light gesture to Zhong Pinliang, inviting him to sit down, and then said to Uncle Fu, pour some tea. Why bother Uncle Fu? I can do it myself. Zhong Pinliang was overjoyed. Could it be that Chu Pengzhan was planning to accept him? Otherwise, what was Uncle Fu's status? How could he be asked to pour tea for him personally? Zhong Pinliang naturally knew Uncle Fu's identity through his uncle. He was a very important figure in the company. Although he was just a driver, he was Chu Pengzhan's confidant. How could an ordinary employee dare to let Uncle Fu pour tea? Uncle Fu only served Chu Pengzhan and Chu Mengyao. And now that Chu Pengzhan asked Uncle Fu to pour tea for him, it meant that he was also recognized by Chu Pengzhan and became his son-in-law? Zhong Pinliang thought excitedly. He hadn't even said anything yet, and he believed him? Just when he was feeling happy, he heard Chu Pengzhan say coldly, "You kidnapped my daughter, huh?" Zhong Pinliang was about to take the tea handed to him by Uncle Fu, but he was suddenly startled and the teacup in his hand fell to the ground and shattered with a bang. "Uncle Chu, Please don't talk nonsense. How could I do such illegal and criminal things, really? Then what about my daughter? Chu Pengzhan looked at Zhong Pinliang with cold eyes, which frightened Zhong Pinliang. It seemed that this look could pierce his soul and made him lower his head, not daring to look directly into Chu Pengzhan's eyes. Chapter 552 Possibilities. She's resting at my house. Didn't I tell you that Xuanyuan and I have confirmed our relationship? Zhong Pinliang said with forced composure. He knew he couldn't lower his head, or his plan would be ruined. Confirmed relationship? What kind of relationship? Chu Pengzhan asked. It's just boyfriend-girlfriend. Zhong Pinliang made himself look more relaxed. Think about it, what kind of relationship can boyfriend-girlfriend have? Then why is she at your house? Why didn't she come with you? Chu Pengzhan obviously didn't believe what Zhong Pinliang said. She's tired and fell asleep. You know, girls, it's not very convenient for them to move when they do that kind of thing for the first time, Zhong Pinliang said a little embarrassedly. Firstly, she was a little embarrassed, and secondly, I was afraid that she would have difficulty moving, so I let her sleep at home and rest. Oh? Really? Chu Pengzhan frowned even more. He didn't believe his daughter would have sex with other boys so casually. Although his daughter has grown up, this kind of thing is not something that can be done casually. Even if Chu Mengyao and Lin Yi are having this kind of thing, Chu Pengzhan will have doubts, not to mention Zhong Pinliang, who Chu Mengyao has never been interested in. Unless his daughter is confused. Wait, confused? Did Zhong Pinliang use some means? Thinking of this, a wave of anger suddenly surged in his heart. If this kid dares to do this, Chu Pengzhan will give up his huge family business and kill this kid. Seeing that Chu Pengzhan's face was a little unfriendly, Zhong Pinliang suddenly felt guilty, but he didn't want to back down, so he had to say, Uncle Chu, don't worry, Yao is fine, she's just a little tired and fell asleep. Then tell me, how did you get together? What did my daughter promise you? The more Chu Pengzhan looked at Zhong Pinliang, the more he felt that something was wrong. He has also been a figure in the business world for many years. How could he not be able to read people's expressions? Let alone a rookie high school student like Zhong Pinliang. Even those seasoned business shrews, under Chu Pengzhan's careful observation, could hardly guarantee that they wouldn't spot any flaws. So Chu Pengzhan felt that Zhong Pinliang had never told the truth. Of course, there were two kinds of lies, and Chu Pengzhan wasn't sure which one it was. The better option was that his daughter hadn't done anything wrong, and Zhong Pinliang was just bluffing. The worst option was that what Zhong Pinliang said was half true, and he really did something to Chu Mengyao, but his methods might not have been so glorious. Uncle Chu, as you know, I have been pursuing Yao. Aren't we graduating soon? I thought if I didn't confess my feelings to her, I would never have another chance. Zhong Pinliang had already thought of an excuse, so when Chu Pengzhan asked him, he spoke slowly. A few days ago, on the Arbor Day on campus, I prepared a confession performance with fireworks all night long. I used fireworks to form the 5 big words Yao, I love you. All the teachers and students in the school were present that day, and they could all witness it. So, Yao was moved and accepted my confession and became my girlfriend. Really? Chu Pengzhan believed it a little when he saw Zhong Pinliang talking slowly. Of course, he believed that Zhong Pinliang really made such a confession. Not that he believed that his daughter accepted his confession. Of course, Yao was incredibly touched, Zhong Pinliang said proudly. As the saying goes, with sincerity, even metal and stone can be moved. I've been pursuing Yao for 3 years. Even a barren woman would probably be moved. Oh, and you guys went to get a room today? Chu Pengzhan nodded and asked calmly. Hey, not to get a room, but to my house. Zhong Pinliang nodded sheepishly. Uncle Chu, I'm sure you've been through this before. Now that Yao and I are in a relationship, everything else will follow naturally. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Oh, Chu Pengzhan nodded. Just when Zhong Pinliang thought he'd almost gotten through, he suddenly shouted, Yao and you went to get a room, and Xiaoshu was there too, huh? Xiaoshu? Zhong Pinliang's forehead was immediately covered in sweat. Yes, Chu Mengyao and him had checked into a room, so where was Chen Yushu? Apparently, Chu Pengzhan had contacted Chen Yushu beforehand, but he couldn't get through either. His previous plan hadn't included Chen Yushu. He simply wanted Chu Mengyao to follow him up the mountain alone, and then imprison her. Who would have thought that when they were talking, Chu Mengyao didn't ask Chen Yushu to leave, and the curious girl Chen Yushu followed him up the mountain. This forced Zhong Pinliang to imprison Chen Yushu as well. Otherwise, what if Chen Yushu went out to tip off? Originally, Zhong Pinliang thought it was just one more person, no big deal, and it wouldn't affect his chances. But now, after being questioned by Chu Pengzhan, he realized he was wrong and had oversimplified his thinking. Chu Pengzhan couldn't find Chu Mengyao, so the first person he thought of contacting was Chen Yushu. Since Chen Yushu was also missing, his previous lie was completely exposed. He had no need to bring Chen Yushu with him when he checked into a hotel with Chu Mengyao, and it was impossible for him to bring someone else with him to do something like that. Was he trying to kill two birds with one stone? Zhong Pinliang did think about it, but it was just a thought, knowing it was impossible. Besides, he didn't have any feelings for Chen Yushu. He didn't even have time to avoid her. He was trying to kill two birds with one stone with her. Isn't that courting death? What? Nothing to say? Is it because you haven't designed the lie yet? You can't tell it, Chu Pengzhan snorted coldly. He dared to reveal such a small trick in front of him. He really thought the business world was too simple. Okay, since you figured it out, that's even better. I won't bother making up so many lies. Zhong Pinliang simply tore his face apart and didn't care anymore. He was ready to fight to the death. I've arrested Joiao and Xiaoshu. But don't worry, I won't hurt Xiaoshu. I only like Chu Mengyao. What did you do to Joiao? Chu Pengzhan stood up suddenly. He didn't expect Zhong Pinliang to be so bold that he even dared to kidnap Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu. It was just that Chu Pengzhan didn't know what Zhong Pinliang had done to his daughter. What's going on? What else could it be? Zhong Pinliang, now that the relationship had been exposed, lost his previous politeness and crossed his legs playfully. What can a boy and a girl do together, Uncle Chu? Chu Pengzhan's face darkened. He hadn't expected Zhong Pinliang to be so bold as to force his way into it. He shouted, "You dare!" End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.